Kia ora everyone, no mai hara mai, hello and welcome to a very sunny Nelson afternoon. Sal's NBL coming your way a little bit later on. First, of course, Sky Broadband Rapid League. Hope you're well. It is the Giants up against the Rams. Rivals, fierce at times, friendly at other times, although I think the heat will be on here this afternoon at the Trafalgar Centre. Justin Nelson with you, sitting right alongside me, former Giant champion, legend, superstar himself, Tommy Ingham. Good to catch up with you, mate, and game on today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Justin. Good to be back in Trafalgar Centre. Been quite a while since we've been back here, but you know, I'm expecting a massive crowd tonight, record-selling crowd, so let's see if the Giants can front up tonight. Yeah,
another sellout, we've been told, so those fans will be streaming in through this game ahead of the Sal's NBL. Sky Broadband Rapid League, this is the ladder at the moment, and look at that. The former champs, the current champs, the reigning champs, the Giants doing it all again.
Yeah, absolutely. They've continued to go from strength to strength. Had a slip up against the Fire last time they were at home, but ever since then have really started to come right. And you see the Tauranga Fire right in the mix there too.
They're in form. They're in great form at the moment in this competition. Rams aren't too far away as well. The poor old Sharkies at the moment, just the one win. Rams starters here today. It is a star-studded lineup. The Isaac brothers, of course, Mana Martin, Holmes and Kate. They also have Max Darling to come off the bench should they choose to use the star forward. That's how the Rams will line up. Let's have a look at the Giant starters. Gee, they got some talent there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Alex McNaught coming back down from that starting lineup, and he's going to be starting here for the Rapid League team. You've got Lockie Crate, Hayden Jones, Aston Inwood, and the ever-young, ever-green Sam Dempster still in the mix. So should be a really good battle, really big star-studded battle tonight.
Chemist Warehouse head-to-head, two teams in a bit of form, but gee, I'll tell you what, not a lot separates them when it comes to points per game. And a really interesting stat that we are using through the Rapid League is shots per game. It's only a 4x4 minute game, so the shots you get up are really important.
Yeah, and it really gives you an indication about teams' pace and how up and down teams are playing. You see there, both up at 30 shots in a game. Rams sitting at 32, so I'm expecting a really up-tempo and fast game tonight.
So that's the Chemist Warehouse stats. Our barter card officials, Hayden Pipe, Reagan Ashley and Taylor Lynch, not too far away from a start here. Huge Sal's NBL game coming up from 4 p.m. local time. The Giants have got to keep winning. They've won 3 of their last 4, but they cannot afford any slip-ups from here.
Yeah, it's been an absolute roller coaster of the season for the Giants, but now they're starting to get some stability in their roster. You see the import trio is really looking good. And then the guys that have been playing a lot more during that losing streak, they've started to get that confidence up. You see Hayden Jones in that last game against the Bulls. So, man, I'm really excited for that big one tonight.
Here's a stat for you. If Max Darling steps on the floor in this Rapid League game, 6 tall blacks are about to play in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. That's amazing.
And that just shows you the depth, I mean, of both teams. And, I mean, the product of the Rapid League, right? You've got so many guys that are contributing at that national stage level, and a lot of age group reps too, like guys like Lockie Cray, Mana Martin, Ihaka Kate there as well. Man, what a great time for New Zealand basketball.
And I think there's 5 players in this game headed to the Under-19 World Cup as well. So loaded with talent here. The Rams and the Giants. Rams in the white. Kaya Isaac wide open at the top. How on earth did he get that space?
That can absolutely not happen if you are the Nelson Giants. Kaya Isaac, proven shooter at a variety of levels. So great start for him.
Big defensive breakdown for the Giants. Huge offensive start for the Rams. Sammy D launches. Can't put that away. And look at this, straight on the run from the Rams. Martin pulled it up. And they re-go through Kai Isaac.
And straight away you see there, and because they have those creators on the floor, is Tama Isaac getting straight into the paint. Not quite able to finish, but both teams able to push that tempo, and that's what we talked about the shots per game at the start. They're going to get them up.
12 points a game in this competition for Tama Isaac. He's one to watch. Sammy Dempster, one of those 6 tall blacks in action through this game. Aston Inwood in the corner, can't finish. And here comes Tama Isaac again, up tempo. Wants to go all the way coast to coast. And he runs straight into the Jones boy.
Great job then. And Hayden, a really good shot blocker for a guard. Has that length. And Tama Isaac gets into the paint easy, but Hayden able to make the most of that. Giants get the ball back too.
Well, you talk about has that length. You know, playing that guard position. What is he, 6'7", 6'8"?
Yeah, I'd give him that. Yeah, and also that wingspan too is about the same, so it really helps him. He has the tools to be an incredibly good player as Lockie Crate for 3 that time short.
I think the Giants will be happy with that sort of offense too, through hands. Oh, back-to-back threes to open this one for the Rams. A little bit of space in between, but Martin comes up with the big triple. Just what the Rams wanted to see to start this one here today. On the move, on the spin, Jones to the corner, inward launches. He comes up short, gets it back though. Did he step on the baseline? I think he did.
No, I'm glad to see Aston Inwood shooting those shots. You know, he's not known for his shooting, but I have seen him in practice. He can knock down shots, and, you know, for him to continue to grow and develop, he needs to be a threat on the perimeter. So that's good. He's starting to have the confidence to shoot those ones.
Just got a national call-up as well, I think. 3x3 for the Tall Blacks. We wish him well.
Yeah, really stoked. You know, Asto's worked really hard and is showing how good he can be at the NBL level, and he's perfect at 3-on-3.
Yeah, I feel like he's really fitted in to this Giants program. Martin on the drive now. Corner three. Man, I tell you what a start for the Rams. I like this young man, Jacob Holmes. Or Jake Holmes, I should say. He's shown a bit of class so far this season in the Rapid League. And an errant pass there for the Giants. So 3 threes to open the game for the Rams. 3 different players. And this now is a hot start.
And the Rams are doing a really good job of packing it in. You know, they're not showing the Giants any easy access into the paint. And so the Giants moving the ball side to side, but struggling to split the seams.
Here's Tama Isaac. All the points from deep so far. Holmes steps across, slips through. Tama Isaac, just a fake pass to the wing and just took it all the way to the hoop.
And really shifty, Tama Isaac. You know, such a great job for him. Still a really young player to, you know, he's strong. He gets into the paint well as McNaught, able to repay the favour there. But yeah, Tama Isaac, he is incredible to watch play basketball. Really strong for his age.
Top of the table, Nelson Giants haven't scored in the opening 3 minutes of this Sky Broadband Rapid League clash this afternoon. And they are down by 11, believe it or not. Crate receiving from Jones, a little bit too deep on the pass. Up quickly. Again, through hands, it ends up with Isaac, the Kaya variety. He's unable to finish.
Yeah, got out of jail there a wee bit, the Giants. You know, they had a slow start against the Saints too. I think they were down 15-0 in that game. So they managed to pull that back as Jones gets the Giants on the board. But you see straight away there, when the ball starts to go side to side, the Giants can start to penetrate into seams. They can be really dangerous. It's where they're most effective. So Jones able to be the beneficiary of that one.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, and this just looked like a bit of Hayden Jones saying, I've had enough of this.
And that's what he can do, you know. Like we talked about with Jackson Ball before the game, these young players, they start to get that look in their eye. You see Hayden had enough time to get some points on the board, but cannot capitalise on the free throw.
Inwood, again, doing inward things. Comes up with the offensive boards. They go again. Hayden Jones sends it out to Crate on the drive. Runs into a bit of trouble. Foul called on the Rams.
They'll be shooting there too, I believe, with the Rams being in the penalty.
That foul was on Manor Martin. So 11-2. I feel like I say this every time on air, but if you're new to the Sky Broadband Rapid League, 4x4 minute quarters, and the only players you see in the game here are those coming off the bench later today in the Salsa NBL. Quinn Clinton, coach of the Rams, sitting and watching at the moment. I think that's another good part of the development of this competition. It's the assistant coaches. There's Phil Jones, mind you, very, very experienced assistant coach, but assistant coaches also getting in on the action.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a chance for them to develop their game as coaches as well. So you see Ben Sheet as well, former Nelson Giants assistant coach, now gone back to the Rams. So, you know, a wealth of knowledge on both sides.
Kai Isaac gets it back now. Dying seconds. They want the last shot of this opening quarter. It's been a good one for them. Holmes from deep. Look, bang on target, didn't it? Just kissed the front of the iron. And I think the Giants are going to have 1.6 here. Will they take the BNZ player timeout? They will, and I like that. I know a lot of teams prefer to wait deep in the half or deep in the game, but if you got 1.6, you might as well advance. Who knows? This next shot could be the one that wins the game in the end. BNZ player timeout, your chance to scan that QR code, fill in your details, grab your mates, grab your friends, maybe a school group, maybe a sporting team group, and you can come along to the Salsa NBL with thanks to BNZ, inspiring the next generation of basketball. It's a wonderful program. Walter Brown likes it. The BNZ ticket to the big game.
Yeah, absolutely. Interested to see what the Giants do here. I see Craig passing the ball. Looks like it's going to be Hayden coming through an elevator for a three.
And he does. He gets the shot away. It's a clean shot in the end. Back of the iron. And that was a really good look for the Giants in the dying second and a half of the opening quarter. But it was a quarter, Tom Ingham, that belonged to the Rams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 3 threes, you look right there. That's 9 of their 11 points. So great shooting start from the Rams. I'll be really interested to see. It looks like Max Starling's checking into the game now. But that is the thing. Rapid League, it is such a fast and up-tempo game. You think only 16 minutes, but I tell you what, speaking from experience being out there, that 16 minutes, you are blowing by the end of it.
So if we've got this right, 6 Tall Blacks in this Sky Broadband Rapid League game. That's worth celebration. Maybe celebrate with a large Nonna pizza with thanks to Sal's. All the details on screen there. That's available until next Tuesday. The Sal's Super Special for Week 10 of the season. And if history tells me anything, we're about to talk about the starter fibre with thanks to Sky Broadband. And there it is, right on cue. $50 a month for the first 12 months. skybroadband.co.nz. Get on to the fibre starter. That is a wonderful offer. 6 Tall Blacks, we mentioned that. But I also spoke earlier, Tom Ingham, about the under-19 world champs coming up. And, of course, I think the Kiwis, they're going to be right in the mix of that at the business end. You think about that under-17 team last year. But from this game, who we got? Manna Martin, Tama Isaac, Hayden Jones, Lockie Craik, Will Blight.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing exactly what the potential of that team is tonight on full display. You know, there's no reason they can't go and make some similar waves like they did this time last year.
McNaught for 3. That's just the start the Giants were after in this second quarter.
And I love to see that from McNaught. You know, he needs to continue to be aggressive on the offensive end. And I think being in Rapid League is actually going to do a lot for his confidence to, you know, attack on that offensive end too.
Chemist Warehouse stats in that first quarter. The Rams shot at 50%, the Giants at 16%. Big difference in the game. Good defense, big block there from Will Blight.
Yeah, Will Blight does such a good job at remaining vertical. You know, doesn't get off the ground, but does a good job. Aston inward.
How about that for a move?
And that's that 3-on-3. You know, he just had that call up, but Aston really good at that keeps action and is really effective in that dribble handoff.
Giants have scored the last 9 points in the game.
Has definitely been a tale of, I guess, 2 2-minute patches, right? As you see, Holmes not able to capitalise there, but Max Starling all over that offensive rebound.
Ahaka Kate Holmes, Jake Holmes just had it knocked out of his hands there. They'll get it back, the Rams.
Yeah, loving Will Blight's activity. You know, obviously, big fella down low and remains very vertical, but showing there, able to slide his feet, move his feet. And, you know, he's an anchor for the Giants in this Rapid League team, so great to see.
Rams scored the first 11. Giants have scored the last 9. Holmes from deep. Can't put that away. Inwood, the forward, playing the guard role right here. Hands it off to Matthews. Can hit a 3. That one short.
But I like that from the Giants with Inwood or whoever is the four-man initiating offense. I think it's a really good thing for the Giants to get straight away.
Kate on the give and go. Hand in there from McNaught. Giants come up with it. Chance to tie it up or take the lead. Sammy D. They steady, back to McNaught. Blight steps up to set the screen. McNaught just ran into trouble in the end. And the Rams are going to come up with it.
Yeah, I'd like to see McNaught there. You see the Rams are looking to sink it in and, you know, they're not respecting McNaught's jump shot at the moment, so going under that screen. But, you know, Naughty just hit one, so he needs to make sure if they're going to go under, try punish them, because if you get a couple going, I've seen Naughty in some games last year in the NBL, 4 or 5 threes in a game, so he can shoot it when he starts getting his momentum going.
Got to say, Tom Ingham, no easy games in the Sal's NBL. Max Darling gave up the three-point look there, and he too ran into some trouble, although foul called on McNaught in the end, I think. No easy games in the Salza NBL. So far in Week 10, the Airs took down the Bulls comfortably, 117-91. Here's another look at that foul. That wasn't on McNaught, because if it was, pretty unfair, I would have thought in the end. Sharks and the Hawks. Hawks won that game by 7. But how about last night? The Phi defeated the Saints by 4 with some new faces in that Phi lineup. Anzac Rossetto, the big Kiwi coming into that team for the first time. But also NBA drafted Mojave King.
Yeah, Mojave King is a problem. And that guy out there straight away was aggressive, really set the tempo for the Phi on the offense. And
what did he have, 26?
Yeah, it was high 20s for sure. You know, he was super aggressive and three-way scorer for sure. But the other one is definitely Anzac Rossetto. Like, I can speak from experience playing with Anzac. He's a great team guy, does all the little things, sets a heck of a screen, and isn't afraid to get chippy, which you love that on your team.
Well, we can confirm also out of that game, Shea Illy was a late withdrawal, and it is through concussion symptoms. So word is that he may be out of that game against the Tuatara tomorrow in Auckland as well. So that's a huge blow for the Saints.
Yeah, massive loss. I mean, Shea Illy, he's Shea Illy, so it's a massive loss for the Saints. But guys like Liafa, Nick Marshall, and then also with Evans Jr. potentially being under a bit of an injury cloud too. You know, but if anyone...
The Saints have listed Caslow Evans Jr. as questionable with a hand injury tomorrow. We believe it might be a break.
That's the word on the street. So really hoping for Kaz's sake that it isn't a break, because, you know, he's been amazing in Rapid League, and it's his chance to really go hard in the NBL game with Illy being out too. That
would be the loss of 2-point guards for the Saints. So keep an eye on that. More news to come ahead of their game against the Tuatara tomorrow. We can also confirm Luther Muhammad will be playing for the Tuatara tomorrow. His first game back in the competition this season. Wasn't he awesome last season? Speaking of awesome, there he is again, Hayden Jones.
Just great patience from Hayden. Got into the lane. Tama Isaac did a really good job staying up front, but Hayden did a great job getting to 2 feet. Took the time. Great finish.
All the action from the Trafalgar Centre this afternoon on Sky Sport. Tama Isaac running into Sammy D. Does he get it up and over the top? He gets the drop.
And then just we talked about Hayden's patience. Tama Isaac, same thing. Dempster does a really good job staying in front, but Isaac able to get that turnaround smooth.
Well, Tom Ingham, you've been around the traps for a while now, dare I say it. Crate from the corner for 3. I just want to mention some names to you as McNaught fires away and drains the triple back to a 1-point margin. I want to mention some names to you. I mean, we spoke about Jackson Ball. We're watching Hayden Jones, Lockie Crate, Tama Isaac, of course, you know, in action as we speak. The depth of young Kiwi ballers right now through the Sal's NBL and Sky Broadband Rapid League, in your time in the game, has it been as high as this?
No. For a simple, short answer, no, it hasn't been. I mean, and that's the beauty of Rapid League, I think, too, is great. Bang, bang from 3. But that's the beauty of Rapid League. These guys are getting exposure, getting that taste of NBL experience, and to me, the depth is the best it's ever been, and man, it is exciting for New Zealand basketball.
Certainly is. Giants take the lead off the back of that Crate 3, and with 12.7 seconds to play in this first half, the Rams have just taken their BNZ player timeout. So speaking of new innovations, of course, this is one that's been around for a few years now. 1 per half for each team, and they get to advance the ball. And that also gives you a chance to scan that QR code for the BNZ ticket to the big game. Come along and enjoy the Salza NBL. Although you wouldn't get into this afternoon's game because we've been told it is a sellout in the Salza NBL later today.
Record-selling crowd too, apparently, which is going to be great. I expect the TC McNaught with the steal.
And Giants will get a last shot here. Foul committed by Tama Isaac. 3.4 to play.
Be interesting to see what the Giants do here. Still quite a bit of time. We see McNaught does a really good job at getting up and in. Tama Isaac just a wee bit guilty of getting that hand in there, but see McNaught to inbound the ball, hit a couple of threes, so I thought maybe they'd give McNaught a sniff, but I expect to see Jones getting on the rim.
Crate. Under pressure. Jones, was there contact there? Certainly he thought there was. Alex McNaught Looked like a clown at a carnival there. The clown game with the mouth wide open for the ping pong balls. He could not believe it. We're going to get another look at it. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. We'll see what we can find out. Giants lead by 2 at the half. Let's have a look at this again. Is there a foul there? Oh, little touch on the arm from Tama Isaac. He quickly departs the scene of the crime.
Yeah, there's definitely a question. You see Phil Jones there, you know, pleading the case for his son, and I think he probably had a bit of a fair case with that one. But a contrast of 2 quarters. The Rams winning the first quarter 11-4. The Giants 13-4 in that quarter. So really interested to see how the second half pans out, Justin.
Been a good comeback, hasn't it? Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats. It's a half-time. Here's our point scorers. What about Alex McNaught with a couple of threes?
And I love that from McNaught. You know, he's catching, not thinking, he's just getting it up, which is fantastic. And you see the spread for the Rams throughout. Rebounds there, Lockie Crate with 3, Tama Isaac 2, Aston Inwood, bit of a Swiss Army knife, does a bit of everything.
Are you saying Alex McNaught is a better player when he's not thinking? Is that what you just said?
Well, you know what? Sometimes I think as basketball players, you get a bit guilty thinking about, see, the assists consistent throughout, blocks. But as a basketball player, I think sometimes you get caught about thinking what's the right thing to do.
Sounds like you're backing up the truck at the moment, Tommy.
Well, I know for me personally, if you get in your own head, it's a bit of a nightmare. But if you just catch and shoot that thing without thinking, often it goes in.
Official stats partner of the Sal's NBL, the Chemist Warehouse. We are just about set for a start to this third quarter in this afternoon's Sky Broadband Rapid League. Hope you're enjoying it. Don't forget later today, Nuggets and the Hawks. We head down to the Edgar Centre for Rapid League and the Sal's NBL. The Hawks taking down the Sharks on Thursday night. I was in the house for that one, and it was such a gripping contest right throughout. And then a young man, 17 years of age, in the last quarter said, give me the ball and get out of my way. Jackson Ball, 13 points in that final quarter. Hawks get home by 7.
Yeah, he continues to go from strength to strength and is just impressing week in and week out. So excited to see where his career goes.
Here's Isaac over Dempster for 3. That doesn't go. Giants just getting on top right now. Here's Hayden Jones. Look at the handles of Hayden Jones, nearly all the way.
Everything but the finish, you know, really pushing the tempo, getting up there. That was fantastic, but, you know, not quite able to get the finish.
Holmes under pressure. Martin in the corner. Catch, shoot, bang.
Big hit and another hit for the Rams from 3. You know, that's what's really keeping them in the game right now is that 3-point shooting.
He's going at 10 points a game in this competition as well, Manor Martin.
Yeah, he's been very impressive in the Rapid League. And, you know, with the depth the Rams have as Jones able to get up, not quite finish again. But, yeah, Mana Martin, been very impressive.
Kate to Holmes, all the way to the hoop. Got a little knock on the way. And he's off to the Chemist Warehouse for the bonus. He's another young player, Tommy. I've been really impressed with this season when he's been on the floor for the Rams. Jake Holmes, he's got terrific size. We just saw what he can do here on the drive. Here it is, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Really athletic, and gee, they've got a production line going, haven't they?
Yeah, they really do. It's a credit to Canterbury's development program. They continue to have guys come out of the woodwork and just look comfortable at this Rapid League level, and that ultimately, as we see with the Rams role players at the moment, contributes to the NBL level.
We are seeing a lot of young player development at a few teams. The Rams you just spoke about, the Giants do a great job as well. Really impressed with the Hawks and what they're doing locally. McNaught has hit a couple from outside. Just love his patience.
Yeah, and this is why Rapid League, I think, is really good, because it allows him to really take a lead and be aggressive and score the ball, whereas his role in the NBL game, defensive stopper, trying to get the imports involved and get them good looks, but he's able to be a scoring leader out here, and that's awesome to see tonight.
Team merch, QR code on screen. Sterling Sports, the home of all the team merch in the Rapid League and the Sal's NBL. If you like what you see in these City Edition jerseys with thanks to New Balance, go and check it out at Sterling Sports. Rams have their nose back in front by 2. Tama Isaac inward leaning in. Is that going to count? No, waved away.
Yeah, Tama Isaac does such a good job. He gets a step on you, but then incredibly strong, able to bump off the person staying in front. So it looks like they're shooting 2 with the Giants being in the penalty, and that's just over a minute and a half into the game. You see Inwood with the hands on there. lucky it was just before.
Here's Isaac. So the basket was waved away on the play. But in the bonus now, that's why Tama Isaac is at the Chemist Warehouse stripe. First one is good. Rams lead by 3. Take it out to 4. Almost feels like calm before the storm here at the Trafalgar Centre at the moment. Crowd continuing to come in. We have been told a sellout this afternoon for the Sal's NBL. Jones elevates. He's missed his last few shots.
Yeah, all great looks from Jones as well, but you know, they just haven't quite gone as there's Tama Isaac pushing the ball again. Everything but the finish.
Noticeably, Kaya Isaac, saw him early in the game. He's been sitting for a while now.
Yeah, the Rams tend to do that, and they, with Kaya Isaac, Max Darling, and then sometimes Tama Isaac too, they tend to split them up and give those guys a really good break, as obviously they're massive contributors in the NBL game. With the Rams' distribution in minutes throughout is crazy. They're leading minutes per game in terms of individual player. Kaya Isaac coming off the bench at 28 minutes per game.
Wow, there you go. That is a good stat. Of course, the Rams only play with the 6 players in Rapid League. CJ Penner, one of the imports, comes off the bench in the Sal's NBL. This competition, imports can't play. It's all Kiwi, and there's another gun young Kiwi, Mana Martin, for another 3.
Yeah, loving Mana Martin's game. He isn't obviously on the ball as much as, say, Tama Isaac or a Kaya Isaac, but does a really good job moving without the ball, spotting up, and then shoots that thing with confidence.
Jones looking to answer. Will Blight did well to drag it in. And it'll give the Giants another opportunity this quarter, belonging to the Rams. Matthews.
And the Giants have just cooled off a bit again, and it seems to be a bit of a theme right now. The first and the third quarter have belonged to the Rams, and if the Giants want to win this game, it's looking like the fourth quarter is going to have to belong to them.
Tama Isaac. Kate sets the screen. Kate gets it back inside. Nice work by Ihaka Kate. He's going to head to the Chemist Warehouse for a couple. Copped one for his troubles.
Yeah, great hard show by Will Blight, and James Matthews, right idea. You can see him coming across to help. Will Blight does such a good job at quick show in that instance. James Matthews nearly there, just probably needing to make a wee bit more of an effort to cut off Kate and not allow him to get that deep catch.
James Matthews must have been very close to selection for that under-19 junior Tall Blacks team as well for the World Cup. He must have been right in the mix.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, James, he's an incredibly hard worker and has continued to go from strength to strength in all aspects of his basketball. So, you know, unlucky not to make that team, but in fairness, that's a pretty stacked team they got out there.
Well, I've just done the maths. The Giants are about to lose 3 players for that team. Are we going to see a Tommy Ingham cameo for a few weeks while they're away? Is that on the cards?
Yeah, well, I've been plying my trade in the Nelson men's A-grade basketball, and I can confirm.
Which is a pretty damn good competition, by the way. I've heard a lot of things about that comp.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, that was from Hugh Bainan, by the way.
Yeah, I bet. You know, my knee's still hurting, so I think it might be good night nurse for Tom Ingham.
Under 30 seconds to play in this third quarter. Rams have pushed away. Holmes for 3. Good look in the end from deep. And maybe a late chance here for the Giants. It has been a game of runs, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has been, in a game of quarters. We talked about the Giants losing the first quarter 11-4. They are down 2-11 in this quarter.
Blight. They got 3 to go. They got 2 to go. Matthews late, and none of that will count. So as you mentioned, Tom, third quarter belonging to the Rams, and they're out by 8.
Yeah, like we said, has been a game of quarter by quarter, and you see Sam Dempster there having a conversation with the ref, maybe about that last one that he thought he got a wee bit of contact on. But the Rams really came out after that not so good second quarter and have been super aggressive, super effective. Shooting the 3 ball, they're currently 5 of 11 at 45%, whereas the Giants, on the other hand, sitting at a 3 of 14. So I think, to be honest, that could be the game right there.
And these two teams came into this one averaging 37 per outing in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. So right now, defensively, the Rams doing a good job as well, holding the Giants to just 19 with a quarter to play.
Yeah, doing a really good job of packing in the paint. You know, Hayden Jones was really effective getting into the paint, but just missed a couple of those finishes that, you know, he'd normally want to make. But it's that team defense, you know, I think is really effective for the Rams, and you're going to see it in the NBL level too. They work together really well.
Look at that good shot, isn't it? Current coach Mike Fitchett with what you would think is a future coach in Sam Dempster, both having a chat.
I thought you were going to be discussing the haircuts, to be honest, more than anything going on out there.
Well, they would be magnificent ambassadors, those two men, for Schick, of course, who are big supporters of basketball in New Zealand.
You had Phil Jones and Tom Gargiulo in there too, and I think, what a team.
Well, there's a couple of, there's all three of them on the sidelines. Hey, look at those chrome domes. 1, 2, 3 lined up in the first 3 seats on the Giants bench. I'm going to tell them you set me up on that too, by the way.
I hope the front row's wearing sunglasses.
Here we go, last quarter. Can the Giants get something early? Of course they can.
And the Giants often do that coming out of quarter time breaks. They go to Lockie Crate trying to get that deep seal, able to get it that time.
So we're at 6 now. They've got to get a stop. Max Darling for 3. Left it short. McNaught senses the urgency.
Going straight back to Crate too. I like that for the Giants. Showed he's got the Kyle Isaac on him.
Got the size here as well. And is that going to be 2 shots, or is it on the floor? No, it is going to be 2. So I like the continuation awarded there. I've been watching, well, I watch all the games, of course, in the competition, and at times that continuation isn't rewarded. I like that it is.
Yeah, I think it absolutely should be. If you're getting into that offensive move, as Crate not able to capitalize on that free throw, if you're getting into your offensive move, it needs to be free throws. So good to see Taylor Lynch acknowledge that one.
Crate drains the second. All the points in this last quarter so far for the Giants. And they're within 5. Sammy D preparing to come back on.
You see right now they're going for the switch. Will Blight left on an island with Tama Isaac. Does a really good job, but Tama Isaac does an even better job. Tough finish with the left hand. Yeah,
really tough over the top of Will Blight, who's the tallest player on the floor. Here he is, the Giants' number 16. Hayden Jones just looking to create space.
It's an impressive handle to keep that going, because he lost control, but able to get that back. And Jones, that could be M1.
Well, that's a big play from Hayden Jones. Somehow he kept the dribble alive under extreme pressure and then went to the hoop. Here he is, young man, headed to Wisconsin. I was saying on Thursday night in that Sharks game, talking about Sharks-Hawks game, talking about Jackson Ball, who's another year away from going to Wisconsin. I mean, the Badgers are about to become full-blown Kiwi, aren't they?
Yeah, love that. Kirk Penny on the coaching staff over there, so he's managed to, you know, put his fingerprints on it. Love to see a college team with a good Kiwi contingent.
And I know a lot of people over there already tuning in through ESPN, watching these young guns that they're about to get at the collegiate level. Tama Isaac fouled there. I mean, it's one thing to see it on TV. We get to see it in person. But to all of those fans, fraternity, alumni from the Wisconsin Badgers, you are in for a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just to get not just one of them, but 2 of them, and 2 of our brightest prospects that are doing damage. You see, obviously, Jackson Ball's been doing it throughout the season. Hayden Jones last week in that Bulls game, that 4th quarter, he took over and he had such a massive impact. So it's really good to see these guys have the confidence to make massive contributions at the top level too.
Tama Isaac getting the job done from the Chemist Warehouse. Ben Sheet watching on. Part of the Rams coaching staff, of course. Back at 6. Giants, reigning champs in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Top of the table again this season. What can they do here late? They go to Sammy D. Inwood, battling for it. Mana Martin with the rebound in the end.
Yeah, great box out from Mana Martin. Aston Inwood does such a good job on the offensive glass, but Mana Martin able to get really good body position.
Darling to the corner. Holmes. This big fella, I keep talking about him. He's all class. Keep an eye on him over the next few years. Jake Holmes.
Yeah, he is not afraid to shoot the ball. You know, if he feels like his feet's set, he's letting that thing fly, and that is a massive hit in the context of this game for the Canterbury Rams.
Well, just the fact that he spreads the floor as well. He's got that range, and there's so many players now who want to go right around the world and ply their trade in basketball. You've got to have the ability to spread the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be able to shoot, you have to be able to create, whether it be for yourself or for yourself and others, has to be there. So great job from Holmes.
Dempster for three. Oh, that's a big one for the Giants. They hang in there with 1:38 to play.
Sammy D not afraid of hitting a big shot. So massive hit for the Giants. Pull it back to 6. They need a stop here to stay in this game.
And look out for the Giants going back to Sammy D next time down the floor. He's the master at back-to-back triples. Tama Isaac kept out of it by McNaught. Here's Kaya Isaac over Dempster. Oh, how about that from Kaya Isaac?
Sized Dempster up and just looked him right in the eye and bang, bang. Tough hit.
Well, they're on their season average, 37. Great.
That is a heck of a finish, and probably unlucky not to be going to the Chemist Warehouse for one more as well.
7 points, a bridge too far. Rams have been excellent here this afternoon in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Oh, Kaya Isaac, that is just all class, ladies and gentlemen. All class from Kaya Isaac.
Kaya Isaac has just taken the ball by the horns for this game and taken it over. That is two very tough hits.
Well, he's taken his Rams teammates by the horns as well. 2 big baskets and seemingly headed for victory. Now, I reckon that's going to be a Rams ball, is it?
Yeah, that really unlucky. Inwood makes that effort, bounces it off the knee, but just catches him on the way out. If you see here on the replay. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Just couldn't get out of the way, could he, Aston Inwood?
It happens.
30 seconds to play. Entertaining game. 70 points scored here today in the Sky Broadband Rapid League so far.
See Kyle Isaac looking for the switch straight away. I would not be surprised if we see another pull-up three.
I was going to say,
here.
You know what he's looking for? 3 threes in a row would be handy. Manna Martin has travelled there. The brain working a bit too quick, or the feet working even quicker.
Biggest thing there, though, for the Rams have taken a whole lot of time off the clock. 11.7 seconds. Can't really see anything happening.
25 to 13 second half by the Rams. Jones, something late. Good hands, Tama Isaac.
Yeah, great job here from the Rams. Second half really have clamped it up. If we look, Giants, although they've got it going a wee bit in the fourth quarter with 11 points, but the Rams 26 points over the second half.
So let's see if the Giants get something late here. Of course, every point counts in the Rapid League. It goes over to the Sal's NBL ladder. So you've got to keep scoring. McNaught knows it. 3 seconds, sends it inside, and again, Tama Isaac with the strip right on the buzzer. And that'll do us in the Sky Broadband Rapid League this afternoon. Entertaining game at the Trafalgar Centre. And the Rams get the win by 10 in the end, 40 to 30. Really impressive.
Yeah, incredibly impressive. You know, Giants look like they're making a comeback, but the Rams hung tough. Some big buckets at the end from Kyle Isaac. Took the game over, and some great defense as well. Tama Isaac, I think, got about 2 or 3 deflections on Hayden Jones in that last wee bit. So, great team effort.
How do you reckon the basketball battle in the driveway between Tama Isaac and Kaya Isaac goes down?
Oh, I tell you what, it would be a massive battle to see the Chemist Warehouse stats. Both of them featuring up there, 10 points and 9 points, with Lockie Crate 10, Alex McNaught 8. But yeah, I'd pay to watch that driveway battle.
Well, I reckon every time we've interviewed Tama and Kaya and we've asked them who's the best, they are never shy in always putting their own hand up.
Oh, as any brothers should, right? I can imagine there'd be physical. I can imagine some words said, some emotions out there. Blockbuster stuff.
Speaking of blocks, Jones and Blight with 1 apiece. The Chemist Warehouse stats. from today's Rapid League game between the Giants and the Rams. So the Rams get home by 10. Good start for them on the road here in Nelson. It's a lovely day outside. Sun shining brightly, bright blue skies in Nelson. And these stands are going to continue to fill up. A sellout coming your way today from Nelson. Can the Giants get their first win of the season on their home floor? Can they continue their charge up the ladder in the Sal's NBL? Giants and the Rams not too far away. Coming your way soon on Sky Sports. Stick with us.
Got to say a big thank you to all the sponsors that are on board, to NBS, Sky Sport, ITM Hunters Wines, Spring and Fern, Johnson Associates, Micro Mortgages and Insurance, CLM, Bowler Toyota, MediaWorks and Tannendale and Partners, all gold sponsors, making it happen for 2025 for our NBS Nelson Giants.
Gray, the big fella, getting the jukes up.
Jones, look out!
That is Andrew Jones.
Combs gets the finish.
Gets that dribble. Drains it. Called it.
Finds it in space, up he goes. Two-handed slam from the Richmond kid, Aiden Jones. Lost with a great victory.
Now McNaught. Yeah, that looked good from the hand from Alex McNaught.
Robinson's found the gap and all the way off the glass. Guard kicks it up, goes down, look at shot. Oh, how about that?
Your NBS Nelson Giants for 2025, Alex McNaught, Jeremy Cones, Cooper Adams, Alex Robinson, Cohen Williams, Caleb Chamberlain, Sam Dempster, Andrew Jones, Hayden Jones, Lockie Great, Will Blight, Aston Inwood, Callum O'Cray, James Matthews and Liam Judd. All here tonight, ready to take the court against the Canterbury Rams in 18 minutes' time. Both teams to the benches. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hangar. How good is this? Are you ready to go? It feels like it has been too long, right? Before we do tip off tonight, we do have a special presentation. Many of you no doubt would have seen the news over recent weeks that the Giants' future was in jeopardy due to a council decision around the Giants' use of this fantastic venue that is the home of the NBS Nelson Giants. One particularly passionate fan put together a petition in support of the Giants, which has been signed by more than 1,200 people. He is here tonight. Can we please bring out Pete McNay, long-standing superfan of the Giants, having covered the team for 30 years with the Nelson Mail, now a seasoned member and writer of the Huddle newsletter. Pete McNay, thank you so much. And the man he is going to present that petition to, ladies and gentlemen, Nelson Mayor Nick Smith. Mayor Nick Smith, I mean, when this news came through, we all went, actually I don't even think I can say that into the microphone because I probably won't be back. Thoughts?
Look, the council erred in not engaging with the Giants. They were trying to save ratepayer money around the contract with CLM. We know we've got a problem. We managed to get a deal done to ensure the 2025 season. I've said we'll get this issue resolved by the end of the month. The days are running out. Mel and myself are on the tenders committee. We're meeting on Tuesday. We're pretty determined to nail a solution this week. We get it. The Giants are one of Nelson's greatest treasures. We wish them all the best for the game today, and let's see if we can deliver the goods on Tuesday.
Thank you. Nelson Mayor Nick Smith, Councillor Mel Courtney. Well, let's bring on the teams. Welcome to town, the Canterbury Rams. Number 4, Mana Martin. Number 8, Tama Isaac. Number 10, Ihaka Kate. Number 11, Kai Isaac. Number 12, Max Darling. Number 16, Jacob Holmes. Number 17, CJ Penner. Starting 5 for the Canterbury Rams tonight. Number 5, Taylor Britt. Number 7, Walter Brown. Number 13, Sean McDonald. Number 14, Kyle Bowen. And number 18, Tohi Smith-Milner. Back at the Trafalgar Centre, your NBS Nelson Giants. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Naughty Alex McNaught. Number 2, Cooper Adams. Sponsored by Van and a Man. Number 6, sponsored by NMIT, Cohen Williams. Number 7, individual player sponsor, Cruzio, Caleb Chamberlain. Number 10, Sam Dempster, sponsored by Stoke New World. Number 13, sponsored by Roscoe Contractors, Hayden Jones. Number 15, sponsored by Fruzio, Lockie Crates. Number 16, sponsored by GRE Services, Will Blight. Number 23, sponsored by NMIT, Aston Inwards. Number 35, sponsored by Arm Farm Agri, James Matthews. Your starting 5 for the NBS Nelson Giants tonight. Welcome to Nelson. Number 1, Jeremy Coates. Number 5, Alex Robinson. Number 25, the big man, Callum McRae. Number 67, sponsored by Helen Ruston, Casey & Co, Liam Judd. And welcome to Nelson, your number 41, in blue, Andrew Jones. Your NBS Nelson Giants for 2025.
Kia ora everyone, no mai, hara mai, hello and welcome to the Trafalgar Centre for a Saturday afternoon special in the Sal's NBL. Big crowd coming to join us today for this one. The NBS Nelson Giants at home to the Wheeler Motor Company. Canterbury Rams, bright blue skies outside, and the Giants will be hoping the sun will be shining on them today. Week 10 of the competition. And these two foes are ready to go head to head, the Giants and the Rams. Hello and welcome, Justin Nelson with you. Tom Ingham, former Giants champion himself, sitting right beside me. And I've got to say, Tom, as I say, good afternoon to you. It's been a while since I've seen a Giants win on this floor.
Yeah, well, I can actually give you a number on that, and that's shout out to Glenn Baumfield. 405 days.
What?
Since the Giants last won, and that's not a proud thing for me to say because I am a part of that statistic. However, a long time between drinks.
Wow.
But this Giants team shown some excitement over the past week. Can they be the team to get over the hump tonight?
Well, they've been on the road. They've won 3 of their last 4. They have new faces. They have new energy. And they are starting to climb the ladder. The Rams are in the house. The mixandpick.com poll. Scan the QR code. Tell us who you think is going to win this game. And at the moment, Tommy, everyone's headed for the team in red.
Yeah, well, there's no surprises there, really. This Rams team, the depth is incredible. As we see the table, they're sitting atop with the Saints, who dropped that one last night to the Fire. But this Canterbury Rams team, for the last few years, have just been dominant and have continued that this year.
Hawks had a win against the Sharks on Thursday night. They sit in 6th, but it is a real logjam in the middle as we flip over to page 2. And the Tuatara will be back in action tomorrow against the Saints. They've got some injury concerns. And how about the Fire last night?
Yeah, impressive. And, you know, with some new names in there, Mojave King, Anzac Rosetto in the mix too. Man, that Fire team is a logjam in that middle, and it is fully up for grabs, that 6th spot.
And I've got to say, the Giants there in 10th, 3-9, those 3 wins coming in their last 4 games. If they can continue this form right now, all of a sudden, they go north.
Yeah, well, there's belief in this camp. You know, talking to the boys before the game, a big game against the Rams. However, they feel if they can get this one, there's no reason they can be pushing for that 6th spot too.
Let's have a look at what's coming up in the Sal's NBL. All of the action, of course, right here on Sky Sport. Hello to everyone throughout the United States on ESPN as well. Hope you're doing well and enjoying all of the action right around the world on FIBA YouTube, wherever you may be watching. Nuggets and the Hawks coming your way later tonight. A couple of interesting games tomorrow. Jets and the Bulls coming in off losses. That is going to be a ding-dong battle at Fly Palmy Arena. Sky Broadband Rapid League at 12. The Sal's NBL at 1 p.m. local time. I'm expecting close to a sellout there as well. I think it'll be a huge crowd. Tuatara and the Saints. We can tell you Luther Muhammad is in the country, and it looks like he will be playing for the Aucklanders tomorrow. The Saints right now look like they may be without Shea Illy and also Caslow Evans Jr. So some movement there. And we start next week, Jets and Sharks with the midweeker.
Yeah, that Tuatara Saints one is going to be a real battle. And, you know, Luther Muhammad, not afraid to come off a plane and absolutely dominate. Did it to the Giants last year.
We have 34 here. I think he was off the plane for about 8 or 9 hours.
Do not remind me. I was there.
There's the Rams starters, and gee, it's solid, isn't it? Britt McDonald, Bowen, Brown, and Smith-Milner. This is a team in serious form.
Yeah, it really is, and you see the quality of that starting five, and then it's replicated with the bench they have as well. But Kyle Bowen back in the mix, expecting big things from him tonight.
Well, Aussie Sean McDonald is averaging 24 points a game. He's going at 4.5 threes per game at a 47% clip. He is on fire, and here he is just before this afternoon's game with Tommy Ingham.
Here with Canterbury Rams, Sean McDonald. Sean managed to hold off a tough Tuatara team in their comeback effort, but managed to get the win. What were the big takeaways from that game?
Yeah, I think we let them kind of dictate to us what they were doing out there. Our pressure probably wasn't as good up the court as it has been in previous games, so that was a point of emphasis we made throughout the week, something we'll have to work on today.
And Kyle Bowen back into the lineup. Talk about the impact he has, you know, inserting him back into the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, KB is huge for us. The presence he has on the defensive rebounds and offensive rebounds, sets great screens, just great connector of our offense, and he's a huge part of what we do.
And going against the Giants, obviously a lot of personnel changes, and they're still searching for their first home win of the season. What do you guys need to do to keep them winless at home?
Yeah, I think control their bigs. Obviously, a lot of big bodies down there. They'll get on the glass and have a heavy inside paint presence. So as long as we can slow them down, kind of play the game at our place, I think we should be in a good spot.
All the best tonight, mate.
Well, Tom, I'm not quite sure how you make the Rams better, but Sean McDonald's certainly done that.
Yeah, far out. Like you talked about, 4.5 threes per game gives them another scoring option in the backcourt, and is shooting an efficient clip all across the board. So a big player to watch tonight.
Let's have a look at the Giants starters. The team in blue back at home. They've been on the road for a while, but it has been a successful time for them. Jones, Robinson, Combs, Judd and McRae. For Andrew Jones, number 41, and Jeremy Combs, number 42. This is actually the first time the Giants faithful get to see them.
Yeah, really exciting. You know, these are two guys. Combs has been here a wee bit longer, but Jones has really shown some positive sides. But Combs in particular, dangerous.
Liam Judd is a fan favourite. You had the chance to catch up with the smiling assassin a short time ago. Here he is, Liam Judd.
Right here with Nelson Giants, Liam Judd. Liam, massive weekend for the Nelson Giants last weekend. I'm able to get 2 road wins. How's the feeling camp at the moment?
Super positive. I think any win for us makes us feel good, but 2 on the road, it was massive. So yeah, the vibes were good over there. We come back this week, had a good week, and vibes pretty high.
So you're going against Canterbury Rams tonight, top of the table, offensive juggernaut. What's the big focus points for the lads to get that first home win of the season?
For us, it's energy. I think even in the wins we got over the road on the road in the weekend, we lacked energy in the first quarter, at least first half of the Bulls game even. So we got to outwork these guys and out-energize these guys. Technically, you know, it is what it is, both sides. But we got to have high energy on the bench and on the court.
And lastly, record-selling crowd tonight for the Giants, which is really exciting for the Trafalgar Centre to be up like that. What are you expecting from the crowd tonight?
Oh, bro, they bring it. Record selling or not, they bring it every time. So having record numbers is pretty unreal. They'll bring it. We just have to match it. You know, exciting stuff.
All the best, mate. Good luck.
I feel like you and Liam are actually cut from the same cloth. Tommy, always smiling. I don't think anything ever worries you. Chemist Warehouse head-to-head for this one. Points per game is where I'm going straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Rams lead the league and are also very effective in a bunch of other areas on the offense, especially the offensive glass. They're the best field goal percentage, the most three-pointers made. But the Giants, even though they're in 9th, they've been shooting the ball really well in the last few games. I think they're up around 98 over the last 3 games. Yep. So expect that to climb with this import trio, but I think that's not going to be reflective of how this game is going to be tonight. I expect the barn burner.
So not too far away from a start they have met earlier in the season. That was a win for the Rams. Giants in blue, Rams in red. It's a big Saturday afternoon special in the Sal's NBL. Really looking forward to this. Nuggets and the Hawks to come later tonight. I've got to say, I flew into Nelson this morning, Tom, and Gee, I'll tell you what, when you guys turn the weather on, you seriously turn it on. What a gorgeous day.
Yeah, I might be biased, but Nelson is definitely one of the more beautiful parts of the world, in my humble opinion. So, great place to be.
Well, here we go. Cal McRae, Torhi, Smith, Milner. Strap yourselves in. This will be a good one this afternoon. The Giants, they must keep winning. The Rams, of course, are the heaviest of heavyweights in the competition. We are underway, and it's going to be a Giants ball. Here's Jones. First chance to see him here in Nelson today, Andrew Jones. Alex Robinson now back to Jones. He's got Sean McDonald tracking him. Jeremy Combs, his first game at the Trafalgar Centre as well. Boy, has he been in some form. Muscles his way to the basket. McRae slaps it back. Shot clock's counting down. I'm not sure that got off in time. That'll be waved away.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication there from the Giants. Not quite aware of that shot clock. You see Combs straight away looking to attack Bowen. Bowen, incredible defensive stats this season. Over a steal and a block per game. Giants
thought there was a foul there on the Jeremy Combs drive. He gets to the line 10 times a game. Taylor Britt caught underneath. What a matchup that is, Taylor Britt and Alex Robinson.
Yeah, two of the premier guards in the competition for sure. You see Robinson straight away able to look at Jones. But yeah, looking forward to that matchup.
Jones on the reverse. McDonald stuck underneath. Got it back into Bowen. The two Aussies working together. Here's Taylor Britt. Through hands, Sean McDonald, look out. 4.5 threes a game at 47%. There's evidence.
Yeah, already a quarter of the way there. Straight away, you cannot let Sean McDonald get open looks, especially in transition like that.
First points of the afternoon for the Wheeler Motor Company, Canterbury Rams. Robinson trying to work through Britt. Britt, nice hand in there in the end. That'll be a Giants ball off the baseline. Taylor Britt, 28 years of age. Just a star of the competition. Another call up into the Aussie NBL, of course, with the Breakers.
Yeah, really good to see. You know, Taylor Britt's been, putting it on at a high level in this competition now, so it's great to see him get that chance again at that level.
Robinson too slick inside for McRae. Chipping in. Bowen to Walter Brown with a chance. Smith Milner. Here's Robinson. Going hard at Walter Brown and finishing. First points of the afternoon for the Giants.
Yeah, really up and down at the moment. You see straight away Taylor Britt looking to push the ball straight back, but good hand there from Jones.
Smith Milner loves a three.
Especially from the top of that key. Torhi, he was a Giant back in 2018. He's comfortable hitting that shot and has seen this rim quite a few times.
That end stand down there behind the end of the Rams are shooting. If they get nice and loud, look out. It's going to be fun because that is chock-a-block down there, isn't it?
It absolutely is. The Giants faithful, they tend to start a wee bit quiet, but as soon as that game starts to get a bit more competitive and down the business end, they pick up and it gets loud in here.
I did notice a few of the Giants old boys down that end of the court as well, enjoying themselves. Looks like they've snuck onto a corporate table.
Yeah, Ellie Granger, Van and a man, I think, has done the admin work, and the lads are, looking to have a good time on that table tonight.
Here's Andrew Jones, 70% clip from the Chemist Warehouse so far this season, 19 points a game. Has only been with the team for a couple of weeks. Drains a couple there.
Yeah, love what Jones gives to this team. It's another perimeter threat, and he's shown an adept ability to get to the cup and has a great handle too.
McDonald now up and over, just got it to kiss in off the glass, didn't he? That was handy.
Yeah, over Callum McRae too, and he is not a short individual, so great finish from McDonald.
Rams looking punishing and powerful in offense, as always. That's why they're the #1 team when it comes to scoring. I reckon McDonald got away with a foul there. McRae down low on Bowen. Shot clock at 2. He's got to go. Big Cal. Brown chipping in to help out. And Cal McRae, I got to say, he didn't mean that.
Yeah, that one is straight away the Rams. That can absolutely not happen if you're the Giants. But really interesting to see what happens with McRae here. A lot of teams have been double teaming him, and he's had to pass the ball a lot of the time. But they're going to leave Kyle Bowen one-on-one at the moment. Does a really good job there, but tough finish from McRae.
Yeah, you take baskets any way you can get them. The transition, fantastic from the Rams. Speaking of fantastic, Jeremy Combs.
Yeah, Jeremy Combs, strong, but has a simple game, but so effective. Gets downhill, uses his body. You see him in this instance. Freezes Torhi Smith-Milner, takes the bump, and is a great finisher around the cup.
Well, not only is he one of the best forwards in the competition, Tom. He's arguably the best. 26 points a game, nearly 9 rebounds, and a touch under 5 assists as well. Gets to the Chemist Warehouse stripe an average of 10 times a game. I mean, he has been a massive inclusion for this Giants team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important in this day and age. The more creators you have out on the floor, the better. And I think it's really important to have creators at the 4 position. You see Combs right now at the 4, able to generate a lot of offense through getting to the cup, gets his teammates involved, and has had a fantastic start to his time in the Nelson Giants blue.
Well, when you talk about strong and tough players in the competition, you think of Tommy Vodanovic, of course, and Jeremy Combs is right up there. He is a tough unit. Tama Isaac into the action. McDonald leaves that one a touch short. Giants got away with one. Robinson on the drive. Turnover. Good defending from the Rams. McDonald comes up with it. Brown in the corner. Got a nice little pass through to Bowen, didn't he? Bowen unable to control it below his knees. He thought there was a Giants touch.
Yeah, great cut from Bowen. Seeing Walter Brown, attack the hoop. His defender turned the head, able to get downhill, just not quite able to get control of that.
So Giants have hung in there. Rams with a nice start. Sky Broadband Rapid League earlier today. Rams got the win 40-30. It was a really good contest. Margin at 1 here. Robinson and Brown. Darling comes across to help. He's looking for Combs inside. McRae steps out. Robinson always searching. He's just so sneaky, isn't he, Alex Robinson?
And that's great 2-man action from him, McRae as well. They're going under, looking to twist the screen as McDonald shot that one. Really loving what I'm seeing from Callum McRae on the defensive glass early doors.
He started well. Big man presence. Speaking of big men and their presence, Combs. There's McRae again, this time at the offensive end.
And McRae, I believe that's his 4th rebound already, so really making his mark on this game, but it's really good to see. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball since he's started his time in Nelson, but really making his mark here.
Brown had a lane over Judd and used it.
Great finish from Brown. Come on 2 feet, nice and balanced.
Had an ankle injury earlier in the season, Walter Brown, but he's in some red-hot form over the last couple of weeks. Corner 3, usually the spot for Liam Judd. And then he commits the foul.
Yeah, Liam Judd shooting the 3 at 51%. It had a while at the start of the season where it was at 70%, and it's cooled off a wee bit, but looked really good in that Bulls game, and I think has one of the prettier looking jump shots in the league.
Well, corner ball shooters, I defy anybody to tell me who you'd go to ahead of Liam Judd anywhere in the competition.
Yeah, I would say you'd argue probably him and Ethan Rusbatch, I think, are maybe the 2, but Liam Judd, he has had a heck of a start shooting the rock.
Here's Kaya Isaac. Alex McNaught on the floor as well. Just slipping it through to Max Darling, made that look so easy.
And this is where the Rams are dangerous. Straight away you see Kaya and Tama Isaac and Max Darling checking into the game, all playing around that 20-minute mark. This is a deep team.
Haven't even seen CJ Penny yet. He goes at 19 points a game. He's still to come on the floor. Combs, again, just bullocking his way through, and that's why he gets to the Chemist Warehouse stripe 10 times a game.
Yeah, and it's great for the Giants. It's a chance to slow down, reconnect, and easy points, although the Giants haven't shot free throws too great this year. But Combs not shooting it too bad. He's at 72%. So getting to the line 10 times a game, shooting at 72%, it is definitely a way the Giants can get easy points on the board.
Giants lost their first 8 games of the season. That included a big home stretch as well. They've won 3 of their last 4. Their offense through that time has gone up plus 13. And they sit 3 wins outside the top 6 with 8 games remaining. But just their run of form at the moment and the new faces, anything is possible from here.
Absolutely, and it starts tonight. If you can get a win versus the top of the table team, anything is possible.
I'd be a statement if they get this one. Penner. And there's a whistle on the rebound. I think it's going to be a Rams ball.
Yeah, Tory Smith-Milner did a really good job getting position there. I think that one may have gone on Alex Robinson, just coming in trying to hold him as we see the replay. Oh, it might have been Combs.
Combs, yep. Saw that. Rams. Handy pass, Kai Isaac to Smith Milner. Got Combs going one way, he went the other. Dempster battling on the glass, Judd comes up with it.
The Rams, as a jamming team, you know, a shot goes up, they get up and in straight away, but the Giants are doing a good job withstanding that pressure.
Robinson, corner. McNaught, we saw him drain a couple of threes in the Rapid League game, Alex McNaught. Robinson now swings it out to McNaught. Dempster, look out. Here goes Sammy D for three.
Sammy D loves that wee left-hand step back. And I'll tell you what, when Sam Dempster hits a shot, this Giants faithful crowd gets up.
They love him, don't they? Probably the only player that has competed for that similar attention over the years is Tom Ingham. Tama Isaac over Sammy D, leaves it short. Smith Milner had it, lost it. Off the hand of Robinson. Giants by 4.
And I'm loving the Giants right now. They're not settling. Previously at the start of the season, things were a bit slower paced and it was harder to get the ball from side to side. Straight away, they're moving the ball, trying to get to second action, whether it be on-ball screen, attacking dribble handoffs. It's really good signs.
Pretty sure I saw out of the corner of my eye that when I mentioned you in the same breath of Sammy D, you just nodded your head, Tom Ingham. Smile on your face.
I was laughing in disagreement. There's only one Sam Dempster.
Kai Isaac looked like he took an extra step there. And again, Sammy D over the back, knocking it out. So the Rams go again. Mike Fitchett on the sidelines calling for that travel as well. I think he's got a point.
Yeah, I believe so too, but it's up to the Giants right now. Can they get a stop?
3:16 to play. Entertaining first quarter in the Sal's NBL this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying it. Here's Kaya Isaac. Wanted Smith Milner. Hand from Jones did well. Combs now.
I love Jones's activity on the defensive end too, and you see offensively he is shifty. You see right there, maybe force that one a wee bit. Had Sam Dempster open for another 3.
Well, Penner got a hand on it. Taylor Britt might have copped one in the face back the other way as well. Keep an eye on him. Hayden Jones into the action. That pass just too red hot for Combs. And look at CJ Penner come up with it quickly. Coast to coast stuff, spinning to the hoop, CJ Penner.
And again, another luxury to bring off the bench. Penner Jr. is an energy guy, and he inserts a whole lot of energy into this Rams lineup.
As I said before, 19 points a game, CJ Penner. The Rams have got 8 players who go at double-digit scoring.
The depth is immense. And then also on top of that, you have 9 guys that are over 20 minutes per game. And the most of that is Kyle Isaac at 28 minutes per game. And he is coming off the bench right now. So the depth is crazy.
Quinn Clinton is, what, age 26? I think he's the youngest ever coach in the Sal's NBL. How hard is it to manage all the people that this team needs to feed? It's quite incredible. They're all on the same page and it's working as Jones turns to the basket. I mean, for me, it's a real credit.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Quinn Clinton, as a player, you know, he had some injuries, but people forget he was a heck of a player, an incredibly smart player too, and that has transitioned over to coaching really nicely.
Tama Isaac, the young star, just couldn't get it to go. That's come off the hand of McNaught.
You love the confidence from Tama Isaac, checking straight into the game, not backward and coming forward. You see there, goes at Combs, not quite able to get the finish, and just McNaught tipping that at the last second.
Some of the talent today as well. We were talking about this during the Rapid League game. Brown with the miss. 6 Tall Blacks played in that Rapid League game, and 5 players who are headed to the Under-19 World Cup with the Junior Tall Blacks. Speaking of Tall Blacks, Alex McNaught.
And I love that from Alex McNaught, you know, moving to the bench. It's been really good to always see it. Big screen.
Smith Milner called for the illegal screen. And Alex McNaught is down heavy. Got to say, my first look at that, Tom Ingham, Tohi Smith Milner didn't look like he moved that much. I'd need to see it again. Here we go, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. In fact, that's the McNaught finish. I'm just not 100% sure how far he moved. Watch this. McNaught didn't see it coming. Here's the screen. Oh, maybe just dipping that left shoulder. And they're big shoulders, mind you.
I tell you what, I remember running into a few Tohi Smith Milner screens at training back in 2018, and that is not something I want to be doing for fun.
We always come off second best when you don't see it coming either. It is a big unit, isn't it? Let's hope Alex McNaughty's okay. He's getting some attention on the sidelines as we speak. Kel McRae, Kyle Bowen just cannot control the big fella.
And this is great for Callum McRae. This is the first time he has just seen one-on-one coverage since he's been here. So it'll be interesting to see if the Rams make an adjustment.
6 points, 4 rebounds in this opening quarter for Kel McRae. Giants out by 6. And a block, Robinson. Crowd getting into this one. Rams go again, shot clock at 5. Knocked out from Robinson. They come up with it, the Giants. There's some energy in the house this afternoon, some confidence in this team. Robinson launches for 3, look great off the hand, in and out.
I tell you what, if there is a game the Giants circle on their calendar and get up for, it is the Canterbury Rams at home. They love the rivalry, they love getting up and into it. You're seeing that again tonight as Bowen can't hit the 3.
And this is a really good start from the NBS Nelson Giants against the top team. Robinson feeling it.
Tough finish there from Robinson. I tell you what, this Giants crowd is starting to get loud early, and if they can keep this momentum going, Canterbury Rams could find themselves in a bit of a dogfight.
Chemist Warehouse stats, Robinson with this drive and basket. He's got 6 points in the opening quarter. McRae has 6 as well.
Robinson looked like he's starting to stay there too, so a bit of feeling in this game, which we always love.
Chance to get out by 9. It's going to stay at 8. A miss from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Now it's about defense for the Giants. Can they hold this good start going into quarter time? McDonald dumps it for Bowen, and just like that, the Rams answer.
I'll be interested to see this one on the replay. You know, Bowen does a really good job getting out, but I thought Callum McRae looked like he was quite a way back. We can't quite see it there. The hands may be a wee bit down, but it will just depend on whether he had that contact or not.
I know one of our favourite discussion points in the Sal's NBL here on Sky Sport is the good old Kiwi mullets up and down the country, but I've got to say the old moustaches that get rocked in this competition are pretty damn good as well.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Kyle Bowen really doing the moustache due diligence.
Margin back to 5. 3-point play for Bowen was good. Robinson going to go late here, and he can't finish that. So an entertaining game unfolding here at the Trafalgar Centre. Great crowd in attendance. And look out, they've won 3 of their last 4. They're in some form. The Giants are out by 5.
Thanks to our friends at NBS. 2 lucky charities both are going to be walking away with cash. Shooting for the Dancing for a Cause Trust. Round of applause for Abe. 45 seconds. The one with the most takes away the cash. 3, 2, 1, go. So we've got our counters down the ends. Of course, the NBS Dancing for a Cause held last weekend right here at the Trafalgar Centre. And in fact, I believe Reese Black, the winner of NBS Dancing for... There he is, he's over there, he's here tonight. With dance partner Hazel and also Blair Cameron, who took off the lots when he reached $100,000. So all credit to you, my friend. Huge, absolutely huge. Blessing of the Fleet was also on Saturday, and of course Coast Guard, part of that one. Do an incredible job for us in Nelson, Tasman. 10 seconds to go. We've got our counters. 2, 1. That is it. Time is up. How many we got? Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Cooper, 26, Abe, 18. $1,000 cash going to Coast Guard. However, still $500 going to the Dancing for a Cause Trust. So big round of applause for both our contestants, Cooper and Abe. Fantastic effort, and both very deserving charities as well.
No Mai Hockey Mai, welcome back to the Trafalgar Centre. Sal's NBL. Crowd enjoying some Sal's. Your chance to do that as well. There's the QR code on screen. This week's special, the large Nonna Pizza, $29.99. Available till next Tuesday. Giants coaching staff, the Chrome Dome Triple, they've become known as, and they'll be pretty happy with what they've seen in that first quarter. Tom Ingham rejoins me, and it's a nice start today by the Giants.
Yeah, a really good start, and then contributors across the board, especially with the import trio. Combs 5, Robinson 6, and McRae as well with 6. So good sign for the Giants.
Margin at 5. First chance here for the Rams. Sean McDonald. Tough shot in the end over Jones. McRae standing his ground. Bowen brings it out to Brown through hands. Britt, nowhere to go on Robinson. Still searching. The 28-year-old captain. Oh, that's just pretty.
Just patience, and you know that's the excellence of Taylor Britt that we've seen throughout these last few years in particular. You see right there, takes the time, off the wrong foot, able to get that in.
Tell you what, you can tell a home crowd, every time the Giants score, the place just has energy and noise. And every time the Rams score, it is dead silent, isn't it? I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing better when your home crowd is, you know, getting up and making sure the other team isn't getting any juice or energy. Although, if you're a player and you can silence the crowd as a team, that gives you a bit of juice too. So the Rams will be thriving off that.
Jeremy Combs on that drive. Heads to the Chemist Warehouse. Don't forget, every made shot in the Sal's NBL from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Chemist Warehouse donates money to Basketball New Zealand's Hoops in Parks and Hoops in Schools program. I think you've got to hit about 225 for the season, and that'll trigger a hoop in a park or a hoop in the school in the local area of that team. It's a wonderful program. Well done to Chemist Warehouse, and keep building those hoops, Tommy.
Yeah, well, Jeremy Combs is building a few courts by himself, the amount of times he gets to the free throw line. Already up to 5 times tonight.
Here's Walter Brown. That's come off Bowen last for me. Yep, that's a good call from the Barter Card officials. Well picked out. Going to be a Giants ball.
Yeah, I think he knew it too. Yeah, Kyle Bowen tried to point the other way, but when they called it, he said, yeah, you got me.
You go across New Zealand sport, I think about the Giants and their crowds and sellouts reaching in there, Walter Brown. Think about their sellouts and their crowds over the last 3 or 4 seasons. I don't know that there is any team in any sport in New Zealand that sells out as many games as the Giants.
Well, the community here loves the Giants, and you know they'll continue to come out and support. And it hasn't always been smooth sailing or easy times to be a Giants fan, but they keep showing out. So let's hope the Giants can have a big back end to this season and, you know, do them justice.
McRae to Combs, who moments ago was doing up his shoelace, sends it into Liam Judd.
Love that from Liam Judd. Great read. Seen his defender turn his head. Didn't stay outside by that three-point line. Great cut. Great find from Combs. 5 assists per game for him, so nothing new.
Jeremy Combs might be the fastest player in the Sal's NBL at tying a shoelace. That was quite remarkable. Turnover there against the Rams. He was literally on his haunches tying his shoelaces up as the pass was headed his way.
We party trick for the man. Love to see it.
Giants by 7. Rams under a little bit of pressure here. They go at 101 a game, held to 21 right now. Combs wants it. Combs missed it.
Yeah, loved it. Combs looking at that post up. Max Darling did a really good job of pushing Combs out, nearly looking to catch by the three-point line. Bit of miscommunication with the pass.
Here's Britt. Been pretty well held so far by Robinson. Gets on the drive against him. Leaves that one short. Another rebound for McRae. Dangerous pass comes off to Robinson.
Especially with Walter Brown. You know, he's a great defender, has very active hands. Gets away with that one there.
6 rebounds for McRae now. Look at Robinson. A-Rob, as he's known amongst the Giants fraternity. Timeout called by the Rams. And this Giants team feeling it this afternoon.
Yeah, and you can just see the demeanour. The bench is up. It is a completely different group. The last time they were in Nelson, you know, they were in a situation where they hadn't got any wins, and now they've gone away, got a few road wins, and you see the confidence here. It's an exciting time to be a Giants fan. If they can keep going, this could be a massive win for their season tonight.
I can't remember the last time that a team in recent years, certainly in my time here, that a team has started 0-8 and made the playoffs. But if the Giants win here this afternoon and take down the top team, they've still got a lot of work to do And they'll have, what, 7 games to do it in. But I'm not going to write them off.
Absolutely not. You know, in basketball, any sport really, momentum is everything, and being able to win is a skill. And if you can string a few wins together, it can get really exciting really quickly. And with this Giants team right now, can't see why they wouldn't do it.
My pre-season prediction was the Giants finishing second. I wish they had this team at the start of the season. That was Jeremy Combs, by the way, doing his shoelace up just prior to that, and then the dime to Liam Judd. Margin at 9. Let's see how the Rams respond out of that timeout. There's a late whistle there. I think it's on the rebound, not on the shot. And that's why it's a Giants ball. Players were just a little bit confused then as to which way that was going to go.
No arguments from Kyle Bowen, though.
Giants shooting at 57% on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. Rams at 36%. Rams shoot at 48% this season.
That's league leading to his absolute seed from Robinson. Combs not able to put it in.
And now the Rams, a chance to make the Giants pay. Britt gave up the 3. Send it out to his 3-point specialist in McDonald. Little short corner jumper.
Yeah, tough hit from McDonald. Great scramble from Jones. Able to close out McDonald and still get a good hand up on the pull-up. But better offense beats better defense.
McDonald moves to 7. Taylor Britt has 2. Here's McRae. He's been excellent. Robinson also. Look out, Liam Judd in the corner. Brown knew the danger there. Combs takes it down low. Brown chipping in. Liam Judd back in the corner. Gave up the shot again. Goes with 1.5. And just too tough in the end.
Yeah, would have liked to see Liam Judd shoot that first one, but Bowen does a good job. Rams packing it in a wee bit and going into what looks like a bit of a zone, which could be interesting to see how the Giants respond.
Some of the other stats. Giants have 12 rebounds. Rams have 14. Rams have 7 offensive rebounds so far.
And they are the best offensive rebounding team in the league. They offensive rebound with ease.
Bowen inside. Britt just slipping underneath there. Robinson didn't see him. And a nice little answer here from the Rams. All of a sudden they find some touch. Here's that last basket. There he is on the back cut, Taylor Britt.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication there. You see Robinson look to top lock Taylor Britt, but had no help there set. Taylor Britt able to make that read and a way to put that pass on a dime from Kyle Bowen.
3 more big games coming up in week 10 of the Salms NBL. Nuggets and the Hawks later tonight. The Hawks on the southern swing. Chance to claim 2. They took down the Sharks by 7 on Thursday night. Well, there we go. Right on cue. And 2 big Sunday games. Tomorrow, the Jets and the Bulls, 12 noon for the Rapid League, 1 p.m. at Fly Palmy Arena for the Salms NBL. That Green Army, they are out and about at the moment. They're surging. They take on the Bulls. What a game that is.
Yeah, it really is. And that logjam in that top to mid end of the table is really starting to get tighter and tighter, so you cannot afford to drop games. And for the Jets, if they're at home, that's one they need.
What do you make of the Bulls at the moment? They're a talented team. They've got some serious depth, but it's happened probably 4 or 5 times now this season. When they hit the cliff in a game, they go straight over the edge.
Yeah, it's a fair assessment. You know, the Bulls are an incredibly talented team, but have just struggled when things have got and when they've had to face a wee bit of adversity. So that's something for the second half of this season they'll be looking to fix up.
What is that? Is that a leadership thing on court? What do you put that down to, Tom?
Yeah, it's a hard one to tell. I mean, I'm sure, no doubt you look at that lineup, there's some capable leaders there. It's just sometimes it's great steal there as McRae looks like he's copped one in the face. Oh, straight back.
Well, that is fortuitous stuff for the Giants.
Callum McRae, it's an easy one for him. Nice to be able to throw one straight through and rip the rim down, big fella.
I think he was straightening his eye up under the rim and all of a sudden he got it back. He's had a good first half for the Giants. Here's Walter Brown, a little foot in there from Cal McRae. McRae up to 8 points and 7 rebounds now. Hasn't missed a shot.
And the last time, as we see here, big fella, get up. The last time Callum McRae was here was in a Southland Sharks uniform and had a 20-20-10 game. Real Nikola Jokic type behaviour. So he's looking on track to do something similar again tonight.
Geez, you like the fact that you've put him in the same sentence as the Joker. Smith-Milner for 3. Robinson, that's a big rebound.
You know, that's something the Giants won't want too much. Tohi Smith-Milner, he can light that thing up from 3. You know, he's hitting 2.5 threes a game himself, so that's a man that can do some damage out there.
Taylor Britt reaching in with the foul. There's Regan Ashley, one of the 3 barter card officials this afternoon. He's joined out there by Hayden Pipe and Marty Davison. Robinson to Combs.
Yeah, straight back to Combs. You see right there, looking for a wee grenade action. Is Robinson trying to get busy on Walter Brown.
Step back.
Well, looks good.
Big shot over Walter Brown. How about A-Rob this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen?
A-Rob understands the assignment. Tough wee step back. Good hand from Walter Brown. Better shot.
Alex Robinson has 11. Jones again, nice little hand in there defensively. Rams control it though. Britt on the charge. Penner up and under. Got it to go, CJ Penner.
Yeah, great job from the Rams to keep that going. The Giants doing a really good job scrambling, but you know, the Rams there able to be the beneficiary of getting into dominoes. Penner Jr., great cut across. As you see right here, Taylor Britt has the patience. Lockie Crate, right idea, just a wee bit out of position on that one.
Penner can't convert. Rebound, Crates into the action. Jones now. Combs to Robinson. Got a little bit of news on the Tuatara Saints game tomorrow as well. Stay tuned for that. Jones comes up short on the 3.
The Rams right now look like they're going into a 2-3, but this is a lineup I like for the Giants. Lockie Crate, the 4, it was really effective against the Bulls, so it's good to see him get some more burn in that role.
Defensively, the Giants have been excellent. Rams at 27.
Rams working hard.
That's a tough one there for Taylor Britt. Got hands in the way there on Judd, but it's going to end up with Lockie Crate.
A-Rob with the absolute seed. Lockie Crate runs the lane. As we see A-Rob again.
Feeling it this afternoon. Get up, Alex Robinson. We've got a timeout coming for the Rams. We have.
And I tell you what, Justin, this Nelson faithful crowd is starting to make some noise. This Giants crowd is up. So, but this Rams, they're their championship team. So I expect them to bounce back and not take this too seriously. Get back into it.
Well, you talk about turning points in a season. Giants have a horror run here at home to start the season. 0-8. They get on the road. They win 3 of 4. They come back home. Look at this. Lockie Crate. And they are 12 up on the top team in the competition. The Rams have been in red-hot form. Gee, there's some confidence right now from the team in blue.
Oh, there really is. I mean, it has been an absolute roller coaster of a season. You've got imports coming in and out, but it makes such a difference. And from what I've talked to about the guys, these 3 Americans really buy into what they're trying to do. They're great human beings. Get around him, see A-Rob right there. But it makes a massive part. If you've got guys that are willing to buy into the culture, it's ultimately massive for team success.
News ahead of tomorrow's game, tomorrow afternoon in Auckland. Tuatara against the Saints. Saints coming in off that loss last night against the Phi. Now we're hearing that Shea Illy, who missed last night, is also questionable tomorrow with concussion symptoms. So that's not good news. And we've also heard Caslow Evans Jr. under an injury cloud with a hand injury. We believe it could be a break.
Yeah, I really hope not for Kaz. You know, there's a great chance with him with Illy being out for maybe an extended period of time to come do some damage. So fingers crossed for him.
Luther Muhammad set to come in for his first game for the Tuatara as well. So all eyes on that one tomorrow afternoon. Live and free also on Sky Open. McDonald, hard stuff because the Giants defense is red hot today.
Yeah, great job there from Liam Judd. Combs looked to send the double.
Oh, and on the reverse, the young man Lockie Crate.
And the Rams are trying to go to a zone, but it's really hard to do because the Giants are just out and running. They cannot get it set right now.
Mike Fitchett, just a ball of positive energy in front of us at the moment. Tama Isaac Smith-Milner, nothing going down for the Rams except for that. CJ Penner could not believe his luck there.
Yeah, and that's a big one for the Rams. Just, you know, take the air a wee bit out of the building because you see the energy's starting to pick up.
Dominating this second quarter. They led by 5 at quarter time. They're out by 12. Robinson just starring here today. Oh, Liam Judd. Jumping Juddy.
Way to follow that. You know, that's another one of those ones, maybe a wee bit fortuitous, but Liam Judd crashes, smacks that home.
Penner answers with a triple.
Big triple, and that just, again, deflated the energy just a wee bit because the crowd is really starting to get into this now.
Couple to play in this first half. Robinson, a touch short. Here's Kaya Isaac. Sends it into Smith-Milner, standing in the way. Jones, they're on the move again here. Combs has got Crate going with him and finds him.
I tell you what, the Giants are just doing such a great job, and the Rams are a wee bit frantic. You know, they're coming down. There's that first side on-ball screen, looking to attack off it. A few turnovers coming out of that now.
Well, I'll say it right now. We've still got a long way to go in this game, but this is easily the best I've seen from the Giants this season. McDonald. And a foul called there on Lockie Crate. He looked pretty straight up and down, didn't he?
Yeah, that looked to be a great contest there from Lockie Crate, as we see on the replay. Let's have a look.
Just stepping up a little bit, didn't he? Maybe a bit of body in there, and that's the call. Hard to argue that. Lockie Crate takes a seat. Some dynamic and powerful minutes from him. And McDonald to the line.
I tell you what, the Giants are going to miss both Hayden Jones and Lockie Crate when that time comes for World Champs, because Lockie Crate at the 3 and 4 spot gives them a whole lot of energy running the floor, and you've seen him be the beneficiary of a few transition buckets.
Rams will miss Tama Isaac as well, so a few gaps. Mind you, how good is it for that team at the Under-19 World Cup? Here's Liam Judd. Sends it outside to Jones. He pulls up and gets the drop. Timeout called here, or next timeout I think it'll be the next one, because it is the Giants. Rams won't be happy that the game has stopped there. And yeah, I think Mike Fitchett's actually apologised there. He said, I'll have the next time out, and they blew the buzzer on the sidelines. Of course, the Rams ball, so the Rams aren't too happy about that. Mike Fitchett actually apologised. And now he's saying, well, can I take it now?
So, look at the smile on that, man. That's a smile I've not seen in a while.
Most I've seen him smile in a long time. And why wouldn't you? It's a 14-point lead. Just over a minute to play. Both teams have their B&Z player timeout alive. McDonald to Darling. Haven't seen a lot of Max Darling. Gets to work on Combs. That's knocked out of Combs' hands. Oh, no, maybe not. He got the last fingertip on it.
Yeah, this is a big spot here for the Rams. Currently 9 turnovers in this first half, which they will not be happy with, considering they're normally such an efficient offensive team. Normally the league leader. They are the league leader, sorry.
10 a game.
Yeah.
Britt, that never looked like it, did it? Oh, they give it back to Bowen. It's happened a couple of times, actually. We saw CJ Penner, right place, right time. Kyle Bowen there. Now we've got a timeout to the Giants. Margin at 10.
And those are plays that, although it is still a 10-point deficit, if they start to get strung together, that can ultimately be what triggers a run for the Rams. So, you know, the Giants will want to make sure they control those boards, get out and running like they have done so well.
Well, we've seen the Rams a few times already this season. Tom Ingham torch teams in a major way. So we know that they can score quickly, and we know that they can score big. 101 a game, number 1 in the competition. They've been held to 35 here, 48 seconds shy of a half. And the Giants, who average 85 a game, have 47 on the board already.
Yeah, it really has been. It's been a tale of the tape. The Giants have just come out. They've been very effective in transition, and the Rams been unable to take care of the ball. McDonald got going a bit early, but then they've done a really good job slowing them down.
Here's a stat for you as well. 34 of the Giants' 47 points coming inside the paint.
And that is an incredibly impressive stat too, because the Rams, they sit second normally in points in the paint per game. The Giants normally sit in 7th. So for them to get that step on Canterbury on that one is clearly having a big impact in this one too.
Well, they've got 34 in the paint in the first half. And through the season, they average 42 per game. That's how good they're going right now. Here we go. Inside the last minute. Jones, he wants Robinson. Kaya Isaac has him covered. Jones to Combs, rare 3 from him.
Did he call that? Oh, I'm not sure if he called that, but if you're a Giants fan, you are taking that 10 times out of 10.
Well, they're sponsored by NBS, aren't they? Bank open on a late Saturday afternoon. Margin at 15. Foul to give, reaching in, Hayden Jones.
Yeah, still have another foul to give too, so I expect the Giants to let it dwindle down a bit. I wonder if the Rams will wait for that second foul and then maybe get that BNZ player timeout.
Well, Jeremy Combs, just having a quick look here on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. Jeremy Combs this season puts up about 1.5 threes per game. Mind you, he does go at 43%, so he doesn't put up many, but when he does, they usually count.
Yeah, that's a big one there. You know, if they can get a stop here, 15-point lead, be massive.
Final 10 seconds. Taylor Brett on the drive, gets all the way through, sends it out to Bowen through hands. McDonald wants a 3-point shot. That's short. In fact, I reckon Jones got a hand on it, but for the 3rd time this quarter, the Rams in the right place underneath. Is that going to count? Right on the buzzer. We're just going to find out. No, waved away. Does not count. That last shot for the Rams. Let's have a look at it again. There's the shot. We look at the other end. And, well, it was shot in time, so the points should be good, I think. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know if that basket has counted. But from that replay, it certainly looks like that shot got away in time. We'll keep an eye on that. What a first half. In fact, that basket has counted now officially. So 50-37. Giants up and about in the first half this afternoon in the Sal's NBL. Alex Robinson's been a big part of that. Walter Brown, one of the best players in the competition. Both of those players are down with Tom Ingham.
Here with Walter Brown. Walter, battling a bit of a deficit right now. What do you see in that first half?
I'm seeing we're just a bit slow on defense, but on offense. We need to pick up our defense. 50 is way too much, and that's going to, if we can tighten that, we're going to be able to generate more points. So the defensive end's the main one.
Yeah, in the second half, so what do you think you need to do? Get back in this game, get there and get this win over the Giants?
We need to stop those 2 bigs down low and rebound and run. I think that's the key for us.
Good luck, mate. All the best. And here now with Alex Robinson, just tying his shoes up real quick. Alex, great start to the first half for the Giants. 13 points for you personally. What are you seeing out there?
I'm just being aggressive. Felt like the last couple of games I was passive to make sure everybody gets involved, but I wanted to be a threat today.
Love that. And obviously, up 13, big second half ahead to get the top of the table Rams. What do you need to do to keep them out of this game and ultimately get that first home win?
Just keep our mentality about defense first, and everything else will fall into place. We have so many weapons on offense, so just not worrying about that end and just continue to lock in on the defensive end and we'll be fine.
All the best, mate. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, according to Tom Ingham, the Giants have not won here at the Trafalgar Centre in more than 400 days. Today, they're up against the 2-time reigning champs, top of the table in season 2025, the Canterbury Rams, and the Giants lead it by 13. Going to be some interesting Chemist Warehouse stats coming your way after the break. We'll talk about it then. Giants 50, Rams 37. Welcome back to the Trafalgar Centre this afternoon. Sal's NBL action. This isn't the Sal's NBL action, by the way, thankfully. Justin Nelson, Tom Ingham with you. And the Giants lead the Rams. How about this? Up by 13 at the half. Giants 10th position on the ladder. It's a happy change rooms right now. The Rams, of course, top of the table, having another big season. But Tom, team in blue, are a very, very happy bunch right now.
Yeah, they absolutely are. The defensive effort has been immense from the Giants, and because they've been able to get those stops, Rams with 9 turnovers, they've been able to get back out and running and done such a good job. Guys like Lockie Crate coming in, being really effective. It's great to see.
Not only has the defense been tight, it's been clean. The Giants average 19 fouls per game. They've only committed 6. So this is not a game that is being lived at the Chemist Warehouse stripe this afternoon. Chemist Warehouse stats as we continue to roll through them. Cal McRae's been good, hasn't he?
Cal McRae's been fantastic, and you see right there the assist with Jones and McDonald. But Cal McRae, a lot of teams have been double teaming him, as we talked about earlier in the broadcast. Rams trying to play him one-on-one. He's been really effective. But Andrew Jones has done a really good job, not going on offense just yet, but defensively has been really effective getting his hands on the ball.
Just to emphasise how clean this team has been, the Rams head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe 19 times a game. They've only been there 4 so far this afternoon. Giants shooting at 58%, Rams at 40%. Rams are leading the rebound count 21-19. All of the stats, of course, with thanks to the Chemist Warehouse as the Giants head out of the rooms to rejoin us for the second half. Hope you can do the same right after this break. Quarter number 3 tipping off. The Giants lead by 13.
Time to take a look at our half-time stats. Thanks to the official stats crew partner of the NBS Nelson Giants, Data Sentinel. And leading the way for the NBS Nelson Giants so far tonight, Alex Robinson with 15 points, Jeremy Collins on 11, and Callum McRae 8 points and 7 rebounds for the NBS Nelson Giants. And the first 20 minutes of basketball action here at the Trafalgar Centre. Don't forget to Nelson Airport offering the amazing chance to win flights, accommodation and courtside tickets for 2 to watch the NBS Nelson Giants up in Auckland on Saturday, June 21st. And if you don't already know, it is Smoke-Free May. The Nelson Giants has already been amazing supporters of this co-pop-up. You may have seen Sam, Nordy and Hayden in our socials promoting Smoke-Free, Vape-Free. Out of the foyer, there is a Smoke-Free, Vape-Free activation with some free colouring and bookmarks and chat boxes for the kids. And a chance to win some free goodies as well. All you're going to do, scan the QR code on the prize poster, answer the questions, and that will put you in the draw to win.
Third quarter action not too far away in the Sal's NBL this afternoon. A Super Saturday unfolding. Nuggets and the Hawks to come later tonight from the Edgar Centre. Right now, though, the Giants, 10th place on the table. 3 wins for the season. They are leading the top of the table Rams by 13. They have met once earlier this season, back in the opening round. The Rams at home at Cal Stadium got home 90-77. And Tom Ingham, on that occasion, the Rams had no imports in their team.
No, they didn't, and the Giants had a completely different trio of imports as well. So 2 completely different teams, and you're seeing a battle right now in that mix and pick. It's looking a lot different to what it was at the start of the game, but Rams ultimately still the favourites, and I completely understand why.
What have the Giants got to do to hold this lead? I mean, defensively, they've been awesome today. They've been clean, and they have capitalised on all of their opportunities that have come out of that great defence. What do they got to do? What's the message right now?
I think the message is more of the same. You know, the Rams are more than likely going to go on a run. They're a great team. So I think the big thing is going to be that one-on-one defense. Can you continue to guard your man one-on-one and then continue to push the tempo? I expect the Rams, if they can get set in that 2-3 zone, they will. So the Giants don't want to let them get set. Keep pushing the tempo.
Another great crowd in attendance here. The home of the Giants. And what about the Rams? What's the message for the team in red?
Yeah, I think the big thing is turnovers for a start. You know, this is a team that prides themselves on looking after the ball. They need to make sure they are looking to push the tempo, but keep trying to get great ones.
So about 20 seconds away from a start to this second half. I mentioned the Nuggets and Hawks later tonight. Tomorrow, the Jets and the Bulls. Both of those teams looking to get back into a bit of form. And the Tuatara and the Saints. Big Sunday afternoon coming up on Sky Sport. All of that action back to back to back to back. Of course, Rapid League and Sal's NBL join us from 12 noon from Fly Palmy Arena. So we're set to go. Giants lead by 13. Can they hang on in this second half? We know the Rams are going to come hard.
You see already the pressure being extended straight away as Walter Brown hand on the ball. There's definitely been a chat from Coach Quinn Clinton in the halftime locker room.
And they're going to get it here. A turnover. Combs and Jones.
And this is going to be really interesting. How do the Giants respond? You know the Rams are going to want to punch in the mouth first. So how are the Giants going to be able to handle that pressure?
Do they get that first punch? Taylor Britt all the way off the glass. They do.
And we didn't see a lot of that from Taylor Britt in the first half, but if he gets on that left hand, he gets downhill, he is dangerous. Showed it for the Tall Blacks, does it for the Rams.
He was held to just 4 points in that opening half. He goes at 16 a game. Jones looked like a lot of contact there. Bowen comes up with it. McDonald to Brown. Here's the captain again. Taylor Britt searching corner. Bowen, they allow him to shoot. Falls into the hands of Britt. The Rams to reload. Smith-Milner gives up the 3, but just elegantly lopes to the hoop. And has that come off Walter Brown? In the end, it has. Just rolled off his leg, says the Bartercard officials.
And although it's Giants ball, if you're the Rams, you take a lot out of that first wee bit. Got a couple offensive rebounds. Taylor Britt's got downhill. The Giants cannot afford to have the Rams be crashing the O-glass and being effective there.
I like this extended pressure again as well. Just making the Giants work a little bit harder.
And note the change too, Walter Brown taking the task with Robinson Jr. So that's been a change. They've looked to get a wee bit more length and see if it can be effective.
Double watch today for McRae. That's an excellent pass to Jones. Didn't get the reward they were after. And now Taylor Britt wants to push it on Judd. Judd holds him off, holds him down low, but in the end, in fact, held him down low really well because Taylor Britt stepped on the baseline.
Yeah, looked to go there. Judd did a good job at, you know, making sure Britt couldn't come back. And lucky he did step on the line because Walter Brown, he was walking right down the lane there, ready for an easy lay.
We were talking in the first half about mullets and moustaches. Liam Judd delivers both in one go. Bang, bang. Here's McRae. The big man battle with Smith-Milner.
Yeah. As the extended pressure, it's coming from all avenues, and Robinson straight into the breadbasket of McDonald.
Yeah, he knew it straight away as well, and I think they're going to pay the price here. They do, up and under Walter Brown.
And you see right now, the Rams get out, they can get that defense set, they can start to, you know, put a bit of extended pressure, be a lot more physical. The Giants haven't responded well so far.
Opening 4 points of the quarter for the Rams, and now the Giants respond.
And that's a great job there from Jones, able to come off. McRae does a really good job getting out of that screen early. Easy bucket.
10.7 rebounds for big Kel McRae here today. Brown tucked it under the arm. Bowen gives it up. McDonald now in and around Smith-Milner, finds the big fella for 3.
Yeah, that's the danger with Tohi Smith-Milner. You know, he can pop on that, and it looked like they wanted to switch. Liam Judd a wee bit late on that wrap switch. Tohi makes them pay.
Over 2 threes a game for Smith-Milner, and he's done that today. Another couple. Pass was good from Jones to Combs. Back to Jones, off the hand for 3. Big Cal McRae. I think he's infringed there over the shoulder. And that is the call. Giants aren't happy with it, but I reckon if we see the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay here, you'll see him land an arm on the shoulder. Just watch this on the rebound. Here comes the Jones shot. Watch McRae. It's just that push off with the arm.
Yeah, I guess so. A bit. I like seeing those guys really go at each other and make sure they're both crashing the glass, but, you know, the ref's got on that one.
A little bit of fake and bake there from Smith-Milner. Oh, the Brit shot was halfway down. Another offensive rebound for the Rams. Dominating the glass right now. Taylor Britt likes this matchup. Left it behind. And Kel McRae, in an effort to keep it in, has been the last man to touch it.
And I tell you what, if you are the Nelson Giants, the Canterbury Rams have 13 offensive rebounds, and that is what is keeping them in this game right now. If you're the Giants, those second chance opportunities cannot be happening.
Britt takes a break, 4.7 on the shot clock here. Got to get it in. They do. Bowen knows the urgency and delivers. All of a sudden, we're back to 6. Good start to the third quarter for the Rams. We knew momentum was going to come at some stage. Combs, as he does, just bustles his way to the basket.
Head down, straight through. But you see, even guys like Kyle Bowen, Tohi Smith-Milner are making things really hard as a foul is called.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, Alex Robinson needs to be careful here. The official straight over to let him know that that was pretty demonstrative. He's kind of lucky just to get a warning there. I've seen players teed up a few times this season for that show of emotion. I actually like the show of emotion, to be fair.
As do I.
It's an emotional game. But he was pretty lucky there. And he does well defensively, gets it back, gets on the move, hands it off to McRae, and he's just surrounded in the end.
Love that from Callum McRae running the floor, and you see Robinson able to channel that frustration from the foul call into some effective defense. Gets a wee hand.
Here it is. That's the big stomp on the floor, and that's what he copped the warning for. Here he is, Robinson. How good was his first half? How good was that finish?
And able to get downhill. If he gets a step, he does such a good job of being able to extend on those finishes, gets away from the shot blockers. Great finish. Another steal.
And I reckon it's kept him on the floor as well. He goes up to Jones, who's met heavily. He's off to the Chemist Warehouse. I reckon Mike Fitchett was within a whisker of subbing Robinson off the floor just to calm him down, and then he came up with that big basket, and he quickly headed up the score table and said, cancel that sub. Yeah. There's that foul.
Well, I tell you what, in terms of Robinson Jr., now up to, I believe that is 4 steals. So making his mark, but I see Alex McNaught sitting on the bench looking like he's getting ready to check in. We assume it's probably going to be for Jones,
who nails the first. Giants have responded with the last 5 points. Really quick response as well. You like to see that as a coach, don't you?
You really do. You know, there's been times over the years where the Giants have had an amazing first half, and then over the third quarter have faded a wee bit, as we see McNaught come in for Jones now. But to see that they can, you know, take that punch from the Rams and give one back of their own, really good sign.
And they head back out by 12. So the last 6 points for the Giants. Let's see what the Rams can come back with here. Look at Robinson. just all over Isaac, and Tama Isaac, the young star, he responds.
As we see right now, just fixing the old Sky broadband sign, but Tama Isaac, so effective at getting downhill, able to finish with both his left and right really effectively. As we see here on the replay. Great finish. I think he wanted the contact there too, but didn't get the whistle.
That's tough because he was up against Alex Robinson on the outside. He's limping off at the moment after that heavy fall, and then had to get past Jeremy Combs on the interior. He did well to get the basket midway through the third. McNaught to Dempster.
See McNaught with a bit of a tape job on his shoulder from that screen from Toy Smith-Milner in the first half, as Robinson is getting saucy.
Oh, Max Darling's eyes were spinning, and McNaught comes up with 3.
Alex Robinson, may I have this dance? And McNaught looked a bit rushed, but knocked that down.
Well, Max Darling was dizzy at one end, and he's put that one up and over the top. Rams are going to keep it here. Combs can't believe it.
Both saying they didn't touch it. Combs adamant. Then Max Darling had a wee bit to say too. So love the passion that both of these teams are playing with.
Oh, this is heating up. This is spicy. This is what the Sal's NBL is all about. And a foul called. It is edge of your seat stuff this afternoon from the Trafalgar Centre. No easy games in this competition, Tommy. There is no easy games.
There really isn't, with obviously the Fire getting the win over the Saints last night. From the Giants right now, though, if there are a couple of fouls, they need to make sure they stay connected. Don't get too carried away with what the refs are calling and what they're not calling.
Bowen Dakaya Isaac loads up for 3. Sammy D gets up on the glass. Mr. Reliable himself. Robinson searching. Found Combs. Liam Judd. And has that come off the body of Kaya Isaac? It has. You can tell by the crowd straight away.
I tell you what, I love that from the Giants. Robinson is feeling himself at the moment, trying to, stand up as defender as he takes a well-earned break. It looks like, but kicks the ball. Great extra to Liam Judd. And if you're the Giants, you are happy with Liam Judd shooting standstill threes.
There you go. There's the replay. And there's Liam Judd being dragged down. This will be interesting to see how the Barter card officials see this. It was a clear grab of the arm.
Well, I tell you what, it was a clear grab of the arm, and Max Darling's probably ended up worse off because he's pulled Liam Judd straight onto his dome.
Yeah, copped a knock on the head, didn't he? Let's have a look at it again. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Here's the grab on the arm. In fact, really across the shoulder in the end. We saw the elbow come down on top of Max Darling, who takes a seat. And we know that he's had a few head knocks over the years, Max Darling, so we hope he's okay there. It was heavy contact. And out of all of that, is it an unsportsmanlike that's been called?
Yeah, it is. And I tell you what, so Liam Judd actually does a day relief teaching in my class, and Max Darling's little brother is in my class.
Hang on. Back up. This is a story and a half. Yeah, can you just go over that again? So, Liam, you're a teacher. We know that. You're Nelson's most popular school teacher. You've only got to gauge it by all the kids that come past the commentary spot and say g'day. Are you saying Liam Judd is a sub-teacher for you?
Liam Judd comes and does my day release, and Max Darling's little brother, Boston Darling, is in my class. So I think there might be a few words that are said between Boston and Matua Liam come Monday.
How's that for a story? Liam Judd right on cue. Oh, forget about being a sub-teacher, Liam. You can take the top seat, son.
Great hit and great response from Judd.
You're out of a job, Tom Ingham. You're done.
Yeah, that might be it. I tell you what, he might be the coolest teacher at Nelson Intermediate now if he can hit a three-pointer like that.
Liam Judd. Well, not only the three, let's not forget he was just at the stripe converting from the unsportsmanlike foul. They got possession off the back of that, and that's what Juddy did.
And now up to 18 points. It looked like for a while the Rams are making a bit of an effort to come back.
It was down to 6.
Right in the mix, and then all of a sudden the Giants have just said, nah, and a bit back. So really interesting right now. The Rams need to respond, especially coming into the third quarter. You just want it to be around that 10-point mark at least, so then you can make a real big push at the back end of the fourth quarter.
Well, that is maximum punishment from that unsportsmanlike foul. Max Darling committed the unsportsmanlike foul. Liam Judd headed to the Chemist Warehouse stripe, hit both of them. They get possession, and then Alex McNaught sets up Judd from the corner, and it's a 5-point play all of a sudden from that foul.
A massive swing we see right now. Giants extending the pressure a wee bit, but then pulling back.
Oh, I know I'm going to get a completely biased opinion from you, Tom Ingham, but I'm going to ask you a question in a moment, and I want you to answer it honestly. Here's Smith-Milner, McNaught reaching in. If the Giants win here today, can they make the top 6, yes or no?
Well, you're definitely going to get a biased response. However, I honestly believe they could. It's a bit of a log jam, and so that they definitely have to keep winning games. But there's no reason, if you beat the top of the table team in the fashion like they're beating them in at the moment, who's to say they can't get a bit of momentum and go have a big back into the season? I tell you what, if they do, it would be one of the more historic playoff runs we have ever seen in the league.
Well, they've won 3 of their last 4, and that only loss was an overtime loss against the Jets. And the Jets, down the stretch, were lucky to tie it up. So that's the form this team is in. They get possession off the baseline. Jones. McNaught's already hit a 3, goes into Combs. Combs on Smith-Milner. Attracting plenty of attention. Inside, outside to Hayden Jones.
I tell you what, this Nelson Giants team is looking really dangerous as Jones, you see, that'll be massive for his confidence, get on the scoreboard. First shot he's made.
Taylor Britt responds.
As he does so well. Taylor Britt, if he gets downhill, it's really hard to stop. You cannot let him get on that left hand too easy.
I knew I tipped this team to finish second for a reason. That's going to be an offensive foul, I think.
That's a great job from Tohi Smith-Milner. Read it perfectly. Combs does a really good job getting downhill, but he has shown that if you can get a body in front, taking charge is an option.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, what's your call on this? Giants wanted a flop. That's a big body to upend, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, if Tohi's able to flop with that much fluency, credit to him. I think that's I'll give that to Tohi. I won't tell him that to his face, but we'll give him that on the broadcast.
3.5 to go in this third quarter. I hope you're enjoying it here in New Zealand on Sky Sport, ESPN throughout the United States. And Walter Brown is met by Liam Judd. And of course, to all of our viewers on FIBA YouTube right around the world, having some fun in sunny Nelson late on a Saturday afternoon here in New Zealand. Here's the replay.
Yeah, if you're the Giants, so Liam Judd getting guilty on that backdoor cut there, and Tohi is such a great passer out of that high post, in that case that wing dribble handoff. But if you're the Giants, it has been a great game for you so far. You've able to hold the Rams to 50 points, but you need to make sure you do not get complacent. As we know, the Rams can come charging back really, really quickly.
Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. Alex Robinson, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals and a block. Gee, that was a lucky roll there for the defensive Giants. Margin stays at 17. Jones, McRae steps out.
You see right now the Rams looking to sit in the zone. Tohi Smith-Milner sitting right back as Jones.
Looking for back-to-back threes. And that's going to stay with the Giants. Ball knocked out of the hands of Kel McRae. Some of the other stats. Combs has 12 points. Perfect 5 of 5 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. For the Rams, I gave you the stat before the game, Tom Ingham, that the Rams had 8 players who scored 10 points or more per game. Right now, not a single player in double-digit scoring. Amazing.
Yeah, it is really uncharacteristic for this Rams team. And if you're the Giants, you need to be aware of that and not rest on what's happened so far and keep that going.
Jones, Brown did well, took it away, just snuck in there as Liam Judd did back the other way.
Great job from Liam Judd to get back. And Walter Brown, as he does so well, able to wall up, has really active hands, able to get the deflection off Jones there, nearly capitalised down the other end.
McDonald averages 24 a game. He's been held to 8. Taylor Britt averages 16. He's been held to 8. There is McDonald adding another 2.
Yeah, too much room for him there. Able to rub Jones off the screen, and once he rises up, chances are it's going in.
So a badly needed basket there for the Rams. They got it back to 6 early in the quarter. Now out to 15. And I reckon Lockie Crate's left that behind. He has.
And this is where it could get interesting. The Rams are sitting in the zone. If they can get out running and make sure the Giants don't run back at them, get set in that zone, the Giants haven't been super effective at attacking that. So that's going to be the big thing. Can they look after the ball? Can they get that defense set and make a run at this?
Well, this is it for me here. If the Giants can win or hold the next 2.5 minutes, I think they win the game. If the Rams get going, they're going to put a little bit of pressure on. Robinson is down behind play. Caught one right in the sternum on that drive. There was no whistle on the contact, but you can see from Alex Robinson on the floor, the contact has hit him in the sweet spot. Just getting his breath back and back to his feet. Sometimes you just get hit flush, don't you?
You do, and when you don't see it coming, they can be stingers. And see Robinson here, he does
one on the leg
great.
as well, I think. There's McDonald on the drive. There's the contact.
I wonder if he's copped a wee Charlie or something, gone knee on thigh, and as we know, they can be quite painful.
Rams to bring it in. Shot clock at 8. Penner over Dempster for 2. So some handy points here at the moment for the Rams. They've still got a bit of work to do.
And back to 13. And as we know, this is not out of reach for the Rams whatsoever. And that zone is being effective right now. It's allowing the Giants to just pass, swing, not get the best shots that they're after.
Dempster a miss at one end. A block. Hayden Jones on Brett. The young Jones boy standing up defensively.
Yeah, great job from Hayden. Is an incredibly good shot blocker for a guard.
I know his dad, Phil, loves a bit of offense. He had nothing but hand claps for that defense. And here's his boy again. Oh, Hayden Jones helped out by Kel McRae.
And a really good job from McRae there. Able to seal the defender down there. Allow Jones to gorte at that screen. Get a good look and put it in with the offensive rebound.
Jones is playing some important minutes here at the moment, and I reckon I spoke too early on Sean McDonald having a quiet afternoon. He adds another 3.
And if you're the Giants, he's walked straight down into that. This guy's hitting 4.5 threes a game. He cannot get open ones.
McRae pulls up the dribble. Jones, a little runner, just left it way short, and here they come, the Rams, streaming down in numbers. Walter Brown to finish it off. Too much on it in the end, and look who comes up with it.
Sammy D, great job there. Now the big one for the Giants, you see right now, the Rams look like they're sitting more of a man now.
There's a lot of players who carry a lot of mana and respect in the competition. Sam Dempster is certainly one of them. One side to the other, Lockie Crate misses everything.
Yeah, right, and the right look, you know, the ball gets swung across as Taylor Britt.
Oh, Taylor Britt. Foul on Hayden Jones. This guy just got from one end of the court to the other in about 1.8 seconds, I reckon. And that is a super tough finish.
Going on the other side with his left hand. Man, I tell you what, as we've seen him with the Tall Blacks in the Trans-Tasman Showdown, he is so effective at getting downhill, and you see him for the Rams right here, able to get round, tough finish, and one more at the Chemist Warehouse.
Biggest lead for the Giants not that long ago was 20. It's back to 10.
And that's like we talked about. If the Rams could pull it back to 10 before the end of this quarter, no reason they can't go make a run. So this is still a very interesting game.
Giants would love something late here. Hanging on, Taylor Britt. Did have a foul to give. So it'll come in from the side for the Giants. Giants' next 3 games, they got the Hawks at home, the Fire away, and the Jets at home. So they're 3 teams just sitting up above them in that next group. If they can take down the Rams today and then win those next 3, they are in serious business. That turnover won't help, though. McDonald, good hand in there. I think it was Combs in the end who may have flicked it out. It ends up with Jones. They're 3-on-1 here. Combs to Jones.
Hayden Jones up and under. That might go.
Oh, Sean McDonald, massive three on the buzzer. That counts. And Sean McDonald has come up big time late in the third. And the margin is back to 9. Grandstand finish coming your way this afternoon in the Sal's NBL. A quarter to play. This is going to be a thriller.
45 seconds to make as many shots you possibly can every time you... Of course, the Sal's NBL Steel, now available at Sal's Pizzerias across New Zealand. A combination of their famous New York pepperoni, classic cheese and delicious garlic knots all laid up in a deal that'll make you dribble one apiece. Alana and Rosie. Rosie's looking for the second. Alana's just made the second. Rosie's made the second. Back for their second slice. 20 seconds. There it is. You got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Got to make the shot. 2, 1. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause. They have officially wiped us out of pizzas. Good work. Rosie and Alana, ladies and gentlemen, give them another round of applause. And a big thanks to Sal's, of course, sponsor of the NBL. And then Sal's Steel now available at Sal's both Nelson and Richmond as well. Ten minutes of basketball we come here at the Trafalgar Centre. Your NBS Nelson Giants Canterbury Rams. It is a 9-point ball down. We'd love to see you at the next one too. Of course, the next one home game coming up on the 2nd of June. We take on the Hawke's Bay Hawks.
Now, my Hockey Maya, welcome back to Nelson this afternoon. A Saturday stunner unfolding right here. The Giants led by as much as 20 in that third quarter. Rams come home late to close within 9. Sean McDonald, 8 of their last 12 points, including that massive three on the buzzer. And the last quarter is underway. Tom Ingham, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, well, as we were talking about the Giants, they controlled the Rams' first punch, got out to an 18-point lead, and then the Rams just came right back. So really interesting quarter ahead.
Oh, look who's getting busy. McDonald again, all over it. Penner comes up with it. Shot clock at 5 here. Kaya Isaac goes late, and we are back to 6.
And I tell you what, he had a couple of them in the Rapid League game, really tough buckets, and right now you see the Rams pressure getting up. We're in for a good finish.
We most certainly are. Rams made that run 12 down at the half to trail by 6 minutes into the third. McRae responds. Giants got out by as much as 20 during the third quarter.
Yeah, they did, and I love that. In terms of the Rams, they've had a lot of success with the zone. McRae able to set that screen, roll into the middle. Easy look for him.
McRae 14 points, hasn't missed. McDonald. That one hit the back of the iron. Rams are going to keep possession. Yeah, Cal McRae, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 7 of 7 shooting.
Yeah, you can't really get much better than that from the field, as we see there. Large Nonna Pizza. Sales, see the QR code there, $29.99.
What's better, 7 of 7 or a large Nonna Pizza?
Oh. Well, I tell you what, 7 of 7 and then a large Nonna Pizza.
Oh, I like it. Walter Brown would be up for that. He finds a way to the hoop. Robinson back out there.
And extending this 2-3 zone out, which it's given the Giants a wee bit of trouble, but it'll be interesting to see if they go back to that pick.
I was about to say, Andrew Jones is one player for the Giants who has a bit in the tank. Before that shot, he was 1 of 9 in the game and just 6 points. So he adds 2 there. He could get on a bit of a run here. That would certainly help the Giants. Penner, that is tough.
Penner Jr. has been great off the bench for the Rams. Now 13 points, 9 rebounds, lots of energy, which has been great to see. Sorry, 11 rebounds. Man is eating.
This feels like it's going to be a basket-for-basket game all the way through the next 8 minutes. Here's Jones. That one looked flat and short. It was. Chance to bring it down even further. Pull up. Oh, off the glass. Kaya Isaac. That was really close. Jones quickly. He's going to go it alone against Britt. Britt did really well. Brown in there helping out, and the Rams defensively stand tall.
Yeah, great job there from Britt, able to pick where Jones was going. See Penna Jr. getting downhill again.
Gets it back from Britt. CJ Penna Jr. another 2.
Yeah, Penna Jr. It's interesting, going a little bit bigger now with Smith Milner, sorry, a bit smaller. Smith Milner off the bench. Penna Jr. providing that energy in the front court. From
20 down midway through the third to a margin of 4. Robinson!
Makes a point.
That is a tough finish. Able to, it was like a hot knife through butter just there, able to get through. As we see here on the replay.
Nothing easy about that.
Nah, that is tough, and he knows it too.
And he's off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. He's done this a few times here today when the Rams have had a bit of a run. This has been the guy that's responded. 3-point play is all good from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. He's got 18 points, leading the way for the Giants. Jeremy Combs leading the way for the game MVP. Grab your phone or your device and have a vote now. Let us know who you think today's MVP is. Maybe Rams fans like Sean McDonald.
Well, I would like Sean McDonald. And I tell you what, if you're the Giants, you do not like Sean McDonald shooting that 3.
Robinson. Look out, Walter Brown knows he's coming. Robinson one way, then the other, back the other way, and look out. CJ Penna Jr. just snapped that up from behind, didn't he? Combs got the steal to Jones, flushes it down. One into the other, Giants come up trumps.
But I tell you what,
CJ Penna.
I love that from Tohi Smith-Milner, you know, tough bucket there, gets the ball out, throws it straight back in, doesn't dwell on the fact they just let through a bucket, able to let Penna Jr. get downhill and nearly put in the and one, but we'll shoot 2 at the Chemist Warehouse.
Well, Tom Ingham, you've been talking about this right throughout the afternoon. That's 11 steals for the Giants now.
And that's something they'll be really, really excited with, because, you know, recently their offense has been something that has really improved over this last week, but their defense today has been fantastic, and the Rams got it going a wee bit, 26 in that third quarter, but prior to that, they've been fantastic.
CJ Penna Jr., he's starting to find some touch.
Let's hear the rumble.
There's that steal, and here's that finish from Andrew Jones.
And again, if you're Andrew Jones, little buckets like that, he's been short on a few threes, but if he can see a couple going like that, maybe you could see him be big down the stretch.
The Giants average just over 6 steals a game. They've had 11 in this one, so that just puts a cherry on the top of what you've been alerting us to this afternoon, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. So 6.5 minutes. The Rams are still hanging around there, and they are by no means out of this picture.
No, they aren't, but the Giants have responded again. It was a 4-point margin, now out to 8. So that's a good sign if you're a Giants fan. When they've been tested, they've responded. Chance here, Crate for 3. Too deep, it's going to fall into the hands of Robinson. Tough there. Oh, tough there. A-Rob stares down the barrel of the camera. Wait till you see the replay from the baseline. And he says, thank you very much.
Let's get that replay going. There is some serious swagger on that man right now. Tough Euro and 1. Says, how are we doing?
And they're back out to 10. I said it before. Every time they've been tested today, this is the guy that has responded.
Absolutely, and it's a real test of character. And it's a real test of where your team is at in the headspace. For a team that has been struggling to win, you see a timeout by the Rams now. A team that's been struggling to win, when they can respond like this and go through some adverse times, it's a real test of their character, and you see them responding, and that's fantastic.
He's got 21 now, Alex Robinson. Let's just bring up the MVP vote, because I want to see where Robinson is. In fact, we'll quickly talk about the Sal's NBL highlight show. Every Tuesday, check out the best bits. I reckon that last basket from Robinson will feature. Let's have a look at the MVP. Now, where is Alex Robinson Jr.? There he is on 11%. If you're a Giants fan, in fact, doesn't matter. If you're a basketball fan, I reckon you might want to scan that QR code and give some love I know it says Don Robinson Jr. He doesn't go by Don, he goes by Alex. But I reckon Alex Robinson Jr. deserves a little bit more than the 11%.
I would agree. He might be the Don after the performance he's putting out there tonight.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Nice one, Tommy. He's up to 21, 4 steals as well, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. And this Giants team, they've responded. They have. Wasn't that long ago, Rams were back to 4. They had the run.
This next couple of minutes, I think, is really going to dictate who punches here. Do the Rams respond again and make the Giants have to re-respond? Or is it going to be the Giants punching the Rams?
And what is it? Back-to-back three-point plays for Robinson. Darling, good to see him back out there. Caught that knock on the head in the third quarter. Oh, look at that. Toy Smith-Milner.
Massive hit from Toy Smith-Milner. And again, great hand from Combs, but a bit fortuitous. Gets into Smith-Milner.
His third triple of the afternoon. Going at 60% from beyond the arc. Here's the young man, Hayden Jones. Hands it off to Crate. I reckon he stepped on the baseline. Did he? He did. Unfortunate, the two junior Tall Blacks there teaming up.
And Phil Jones there telling his son, if you're going to get there, score. Go score that thing. And that's what Hayden needs to do. He needs to play with that confidence.
Hayden Jones and Lockie Crate, I swear they go to the same barber. Toy Smith-Milner, back-to-back triples. What a hammer.
And like we talked about, the Rams, they've punched next. Will the Giants respond? They've done it every time so far. We have to see now.
Back to 5. Smith-Milner, back-to-back triples. Pressure, back on the Giants. Jones to Robinson. To Jones of the Andrew variety. Not sure that was the shot to take. He had a lot of momentum. Look at that, Combs. He's been called for the foul, has he? Surely not. Surely not.
We need to see a replay of this.
That looked incredibly clean. Oh, maybe just the push coming over the back. Unfortunate. Right. Walter Brown to the Chemist Warehouse. Totally clean upstairs.
Oh my goodness, got up there and absolutely smacked that off the backboard.
Well, what's your view on that, having seen the GJ Gardner Holmes replay? We do get the advantage of the replay. Look completely clean in real time.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Ultimately, they have to decide that as he misses the free throw, but they just have to decide whether has Coombs inflicted and gone into Brown's space going up for that shot, even after he's released it. So, I don't know, I'm not a ref, I'm a commentator.
For good reason, I'm right there with you as Walter Brown splits the two at the Chemist Warehouse. He adds a little bit of money to Hoops in Parks and Hoops in Schools. Here we go, there's the replay. Oh, he has Cannon into him. That's a fair call. I'm comfortable with that. I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, he does get him on the way down. I mean, impressive to get up there and block that. As you see right now.
Oh, there we go.
There he is.
The folks are listening in.
The Don.
Alex Robinson Jr. up to 26% now, leading the race for today's MVP, as voted by the fans and the viewers. But look at this. We're back to 4 again.
And that's it. But this is it. Will the Giants respond? I would like, if I'm the Giants, the ball has to get into Robinson's hand. He's been so effective. Hasn't seen the ball the last couple of possessions. Get the ball to him. Let him make a move. And if you're the Rams, keep getting out and running, because the transition game is really working for you in this wee bit.
Talk about a game of runs. This one here today is totally emphasised that. Giants won the first quarter 24-19. They won the second quarter 26-18. Rams fought back, down by 20 at one stage in the third. They ended up winning the third quarter 26-22. And so far, in the opening 5 minutes of this last quarter, it's been a 17-12 run by the Wheeler Motor Company Canterbury Rams. Dangerous. Giants trying to get it out from this pressure. Jones in the end did well to Crate. Has Combs underneath. Should score. Doesn't. Massive opportunity there for the Giants. Goes begging. And now Lockie Crate called for the foul, reaching in.
And if you're the Giants here, I'm loving to see this. Get back in that huddle. The Rams are coming out, and they're starting to go on a bit of a run. You need to get together, have a talk about things, what's working, what's not, and ultimately control this game.
Did Combs need to go up and under on the reverse there?
Yeah, look, maybe not, but I mean, he's so effective around that hoop, so normally you'd say whatever he does goes, but can't get it to go on that occasion.
Smith-Milner is lighting it up right now. Oh! Who's that going to go to?
That might be a Taylor Britt.
Walter Brown was lurking. There was 3 defenders as well. I think Taylor Britt has picked up the 2 there. And the margin is back to 2 points. This is why they've won the last 2 championships.
Combs backs in.
Combs. Great. Oh, big basket from the teenager.
And that's what he does. He's so good at, you know, putting his head down and getting downhill. Oh, maybe a travel there they've got away with, but Torrey Smith-Milner, that looked good from the hand.
Can't nail the 3. Speaking of youngsters, Hayden Jones. I like this from Mike Fitchett, running with Jones and Crate. Some youth.
The mismatch here, Combs going great hand from Walter Brown.
He's going to get done for the offensive foul here. He left it behind on the dribble, and then he's raised the arm, and that has caught Taylor Britt absolutely flush.
I think what Combs is looking for here going down, we'll have to see the replay, but he's looking for a bit of arm contact before going in. It definitely got him on the charge. Britt does a good job staying up front. Interesting to see where his hands are. Oh,
there's the contact at the end. I think Combs was saying, hey, he had 2 hands on me to start off with. And Taylor Britt, she's a tough unit, isn't he? The skipper, back to his feet. He's not going anywhere. Still on the floor. Good news for the Rams. Here's McDonald. Deep 2. Oh, how good is that?
1 possession game. Sean McDonald coming to life in this second half. And we have a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Wasn't long ago I said Sean McDonald was struggling with 8 points. He's having a quiet day. He's now got 18.
Yeah, he can get it going in a hurry, and that's someone that's an effective scorer like him, as Jones still can't get it to go. 3 of 15 now from the field.
Hasn't been his day, has it? Chance to tie it up or take the lead. Giants have looked so good for so much of this game. McDonald around the back. Bowen scrambles after it. Here's Taylor Britt on Combs. Nowhere to go. Sends it out to Penner Jr., who stands on the sideline.
And that's a great job from Liam Judd there. You see Taylor Britt makes that rip, goes down to the baseline. Normally that'd have to be Liam Judd stepping over to help, but sees that Combs has it covered, stays home, cramps up Penner Jr. Turnover.
Lost their first 8 games of the season and haven't won in their home venue. Robinson is fouled. Haven't won in their home venue. You gave us the stat at the start of the game, Tommy. How many days?
405 days it has been. Shout out Glenn Bournefield for that stat. But 405. So if they can break it, it's going to be bumping to Nelson tonight.
Yeah, it'd certainly be worthy of a celebration. Came into the game in 10th, up against the top team, the Rams. Short there. Alex Robinson, 70% shooter from the stripe, leading the MVP at the moment, this man. Nails the second. 2.5 to play. You just can't afford to make mistakes here. A lot of pressure right now.
Yeah, this is business time. See who's going to step up here as Sean McDonald doesn't quite get it, but that's what you cannot have is offensive rebounds. And then lucky get out of jail there for the Giants.
Well, the 2 guards not only missed the shots, they missed everything in the end. Now this is a big moment for the NBS Nelson Giants. A big basket here gets the crowd on their feet, gives them some breathing space. Jones has had a dirty afternoon. This would be good. Oh, in and out. Combs can't finish.
2 great looks, in and out both. But now McDonald getting downhill, and this is big.
Brown from downtown ties it up.
Downtown, Walter Brown for three, 87 apiece. Here we go.
Well, you look at those two misses at the other end, and then you look at Walter Brown draining the triple. Just over 90 seconds to play. Both teams had their B&Z player timeout. Liam Judd in the corner, gets on the move. Jones, 3 seconds to work here on McDonald. The young man gets bodied off it.
Not shooting quite yet, though. That was just one more to give for the Rams, but both teams are in the bonus now.
Late foul called, late in the shot clock. And that goes the way of the Giants.
And this is a big possession here for the Giants. Going to Combs in the post.
He's been reasonably well held, hasn't he? What does he do here? He sends it out to the man of the moment, the man who was starred. Turnaround. That one is off to the right. It won't go down. 1:09 to play, tied up at 87 apiece. Rams trailed by 20 during the third. McDonald down the stretch. He's been excellent. Massive block there from Hayden Jones, and then a foul called.
That is incredible defense from Hayden Jones. My goodness. As Casey Frank would say, get that shot out of here. But Walter Brown able to get to the line. Look at that.
Yeah, that's big.
But as Walter Brown does so well, the little things, and you know, that's ultimately what's helped Walter Brown see those NBL opportunities. He does the little things really well, and see him go to the line with the opportunity for the Rams to take a lead. 51 seconds left.
Haven't seen much of Kel McRae, but he's about to step back onto the floor. Walter Brown gives the Rams the lead. When I say we haven't seen much of Kel McRae, we haven't seen much of him late. And Jeremy Combs takes a seat.
Interesting.
Well, I'll tell you why, because he's fouled out. That's why.
And that makes sense, because that's the rules.
It is the rules. So Combs is out of the game. Brown lands a double blow from the Chemist Warehouse. And the Rams lead by 2. Walter Brown with the last 5 points of the game. Giants call a timeout. And here's a stat for you, with thanks to the Chemist Warehouse. The Canterbury Rams, 21 offensive rebounds.
That right there is the game. If the Giants can get out of this and scrape through a win, and they have allowed 21 offensive rebounds, that is a heck of an effort. Because
20 second chance points as well. I mean, that is super high.
That's the game, and even right there, there have definitely been a few that have been, you know, a bit fortuitous. But if you're the Rams and you're in a situation where you've had to be in a bit of a dogfight, you have to make your luck, and they've done a good job of doing that.
Well, this has been a staunch performance. Top of the table, Canterbury Rams. They knew that they were coming here for a dogfight, and it has been that. The Giants, so good for so much of this game. Led at quarter time, led at half time, led at three-quarter time. This last quarter is now a 26-15 run by the Rams. It's hard to believe that the Giants led by 20 midway through the third.
It really is, and like we talked about, the Giants were playing the best basketball we have seen them play. But this Rams team, when you know how to win, you know how to get it done no matter what situation you are in. So full credit to Canterbury Rams for getting back into this game.
Do the playoff aspirations of the Giants stay alive, or do they crash and burn? 51.5 seconds. We're going to find out. They now trail by 2. They need something right now. Robinson runs straight in to Max Darling, and the Rams get it back. Darling to Britt. Both still young, but stalwarts of the Rams under pressure. And over and back. Giants come up with it.
And that's a great job from Robinson. You know, Britt trying to wind down the clock a wee bit. Robinson able to close the space. Back over half.
Look at the pressure here. He's had 4 steals today, Alex Robinson. And in the end, he actually pointed out to the party card official, he said, hey, I haven't even got a hand on this thing.
Yeah, it's the right call. You know, I remember there was one against the Fire. There was a back over half the Giants weren't too happy with, so they'd be happy to get that one tonight.
So what do they do here? Ball in to McRae. It was a dangerous pass in the end, wasn't it? McRae, the big fella, dribbling away. Jones has Darling to get past. Can he get past him? Spins off the backboard. Another one so close that doesn't go down. Giants get it back. How many opportunities have they had within 1 or 2 feet?
And Hayden Jones felt like he wanted the foul there too, but he had everything but the finish on that occasion. See the spin, see if he's got an argument. Yeah, nah, it's pretty good deep from Max Darling.
16 seconds to go.
16 seconds in the game. Shot clock at 14. BNZ player timeouts are live for both teams. Giants have got to come up with something here. Jones playing for the foul. He's got Britt to get past. Goes up and over the top off the glass. Darling comes up with it. And a foul against the Giants.
I would like to see the replay because I have a feeling Hayden Jones has a pretty fair argument.
There was one reach there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think contact was missed there. Giants pleading for it, but out of all of that, the Rams are going to walk the length of the floor, and Max Darling is at the Chemist Warehouse. I can tell you that he is 50% this season from this spot. 50%. And it will, at the very least, or at the most, I should say, stay at 50%. 4.4 BNZ player timeout, surely coming up. Oh, it's short. Jones takes it, calls it straight away. 3.1 BNZ player timeout. Giants to advance to either tie it up or take the win. There's the QR code, and this might be the biggest BNZ player timeout of the season. Ticket to the big game, scan away, fill in your details with your thanks to BNZ. You and your mates can come and join us at the NZNBL to witness games in person just like this.
Well, this will be interesting as to what the Giants do here. You've seen in the Rapid League when they're in this situation, and every time they've often gone for an elevator play. So do they try going out for an elevator? Do they go for a three? As it looks like Robinson's going to pass the ball in.
Well, the beauty about the BNZ player timeout, the Giants coaching staff don't get a say here. This is purely about what the players have just discussed.
Here we go.
3.1. Giants down by 2. Crowd would be electric. Jones has had such a bad night shooting. And right on the buzzer, he can't nail that. That was a tough shot. It hasn't been his night. 3 of 17 shooting. And the Rams get the win. The Rams get up for the win. Down by as much as 20 during the third. The top of the table team in red have flown into town, and they have taken down a gutsy Giants team who just could not convert for the win today. Jeremy Combs getting the votes of the Giants fans. He gets the MVP. But this team, the reigning dual champs, they break the hearts of the Giants. They come to town, they get the win. Tohi Smith-Milner hit a couple of massive threes when it counted. And he's about to have a chat with Tom Ingham.
Here with Canterbury Rams, Tohi Smith-Milner. Tohi, massive comeback from the lads tonight.
Yeah, just got to show a bit of fight. We got some banged up bodies. We've had some long weeks, so yeah, nice to get a win, a tough fought win.
What do you credit down to? Obviously, down 20 points for a while in that third quarter. To push back, how'd you boys get back that one?
Yeah, just show a bit of grit. There's some other words I want to say, but nah, that's all it is. Like, we started off pretty slow. We let them get into a rhythm, and we had to play from behind, but thankfully we were able to come out top.
So going into obviously this last week, but you guys stay top of the table, back into the season. What are the big focus points to, you know, keep that top seed?
No, just focus on ourselves. We're not too worried about watching other games. We're just worried about what game's coming up next.
Brother.
He was good, wasn't he? Tohi Smith-Milner. A couple of big threes when they needed it. Speaking of coming up for the Rams, they've got the Hawks at home, then the Hawks away. So we're back-to-back against the Hawks coming up, and then they take on the Phi away. And I don't think anyone is going to dismiss the Tauranga Phi right now, given their performance against the Saints last night. Chemist Warehouse stats for this one here today. Rams home in the end by 2. Robinson Jr. did everything he could with 22. McDonald came good, didn't he, in the last quarter and a half with 18. Look at that spread of points. Just feels like not that long ago I was saying that no Rams player had scored in double digits.
Yeah, well, that was it, right? And then all of a sudden McDonald came to life. But look there, Pena Jr. coming off the bench, really, inserting his energy into this game. But in the end, the double digit, we looked there, Taylor Britt, Sean McDonald having their mark on this game, both in that double digits as well. So overall, I mean, if you're the Giants, you're gutted, and it's going to be a pretty hard push uphill. Was Max Darling there, 3 blocks, steals. And I think that was the big thing for the Giants too. They were able to turn the Rams over a lot, but the Rams, being the quality team they are, cleaned it up. If you're the Giants, you've got to go back to the drawing board. And if you're the Rams, it's nice up the top.
Well, you feel like the bridge is too far now this season for the Giants. They'd won 3 of their last 4, and gee, for so much of this game, they looked like they were going to cause a big upset. The Rams got the job done. Nuggets and Hawks about to come up. 6:30 p.m. is the Sky Broadband Rapid League Sal's NBL from 7:30 p.m. local time. So all the action down at the Edgar Centre gets underway in about 32 minutes' time. Jets and the Bulls tomorrow. Rapid League at 12, Sal's NBL at 1. And then we go to Auckland for the Tuatara with a new face. Of course, they're bringing in a pretty good player, it must be said.
Yeah, Luther Muhammad, he can go, and he showed us last year in that Bulls uniform he's a problem, and the Tuatara, they're going to be dangerous.
Saints could have Shea Illy and Caslow Evans Jr. missing from that game as well. And then week 11 all starts on Wednesday night with the Jets at home to the Sharks. Sum it up for us. Make sense of it all.
Well, I mean, what a game, honestly. You'd hate the old generic line, a game of 2 halves. The Nelson Giants came out, had an amazing first half, really solid start to the third quarter, but the Rams, when you're a team that just knows how to win and you've won for so long, you know how to get over the line, and no deficit is ever too much. And you see a really connected and together Rams unit that was able to stay together, execute down the stretch, and get the job done.
Look at all those kids. They're ready to race onto the floor and meet the NBS Nelson Giants. Not their afternoon, though. The Rams showing their championship pedigree. They have stormed home to take this win by 2. A thrilling win for them, a heartbreaker for the Giants. On behalf of Tom Ingham and everybody at Sky Sport, I hope you've enjoyed it. Nuggets and Hawks not too far away. Stick around for that. Final score here, Rams 89, Giants 87.